SunDaze, SunDaze,
SunDaze.
SunDaze. I'm the illest host on the East Coast, eating a delicious stack of buttered toast, Styles. And this man is.
It's your boy Fifth.
And this man is.
Hammer time, baby. Let's do it.
Yes, sir. This is episode number 54. It's entitled Tired of Winning Yet? I think
It's a
not.
lovely feeling.
And also a new little segment that we're going to do in the beginning of the show from now on is going to be you're going to from our previous show, whatever you may have not said, you're either going to that's good. You're either going to have a correction, double down, and what was the other option? I'm a little unprepared.
Show your erection.
Show your erection. Ding,
No,
ding, ding.
either
No,
stat correct, double down,
yeah, right.
or
Basically,
apologize.
so basically, to our small yet loyal audience, first I must, for the last episode, I must apologize for all of the food chomping buffoonery. I heard there was some complaints, and I'm sorry about that. It's like a thing, you know what I mean? It's been a little joke, but I think, and I was doing it because I was throwing a little tantrum, so I have to apologize for that. But I also want to set the record straight. I did not pee on the show, just so you know. I was making my Crystal Light drink. That wasn't pee, everyone. Okay, that wasn't pee. But on that note, but besides that, what do you gentlemen have? Do you gentlemen have anything you'd like to speak on to clear up before we get the show on the road?
I missed the last episode, so
Right.
that'd
That's
be
a
good to
big
get
thing.
caught up. Be good to get caught up with you guys.
And let's pay attention to our phones too, because well, mostly me and Joey, because the weapon at some point is supposed to be popping in here today, and we do not have our Democrat correspondent, Mr. Efren, aka the Big Easy, because he has, for the holiday weekend, his parents came to visit and stuff. So, you know what I mean? Family first, gentlemen. He said
Absolutely.
he'll be back with bells on for the next episode. But I'm glad to have
But those
stats
bells
in video
dude,
guy back.
those bells are gonna cost a little more due to the tariffs.
Oh, you son of a bitch. Yeah. Yes, points, transition. Oh shoot. But yes, I mean, where do we wanna, happy belated 4th of July to everybody. I hope everybody had a blast. I hope you celebrated the fuck out of July 4th. I hope you busted off some Roman candles in some lid Todd's faces and had some hamburgers and hot dogs.
Hammered.
Yeah,
litty, shitty.
I hope you got fucking dismantled and forgot your name.
Right?
But no, it was pretty good. And I see, like, throughout the country, it seems like, for the most part, it went off. Like, I know that they had, like, some protests, and I know a bunch of places canceled fireworks and shit for lame excuses just because they wanted to ruin people's 4th of July. And then in California, you see that huge place that blew up with all the fireworks in it.
Yeah, the fireworks factory.
Yeah, fireworks factory. It killed a few people too. Yeah, it was no joke, dude. Like the firemen, they had like 100 firemen there, and in the beginning they couldn't even get close to it because the fireworks are just blasting out of the place at them.
Oh shit.
Like they said, like not to be gross, but they said that it was like body parts and shit like strewn about. Like it was a bad scene.
That's crazy.
And then also, God bless Texas, man. You guys see that's the floods.
Flooding? Yeah.
Dude,
A
little kids camp, man. There's still quite a few of those people missing. So, prayers up to them and their families. But so basically, we're gonna be talking about Trump's been having the most winningest 2 weeks. Depending on who you are. If you're on the wrong side, you might think that Trump is killing everyone and destroying the world.
Bro, he's probably had the best 2 weeks
Clip it.
of any president ever.
Dude,
Ever in the history of this country.
people think
hold
this
on.
is
You
a
want to share my
joke.
screen real quick?
Yeah. Yes, sir. Hamilton.
We'll just do a quick thing.
I was hoping that you were prepared with some clips today.
Ready?
Just for whatever, yeah.
In Northern California, where a fireworks warehouse blew up before the 4th of July holiday. Massive fire forcing evacuations as well. Elise Preston has our story.
That's crazy.
Listen.
A massive explosion caught on video that sends a gigantic plume of smoke into the air. Also capturing the moment, CBS Bay Area's chopper, catching this dramatic mushroom cloud in the moments immediately following the explosion at a fireworks warehouse. It went up in flames Tuesday night in a rural area in Yolo County, outside of Sacramento. Firefighters arrived at the facility that stores fireworks.
No,
it was just
That's crazy.
No, that's just human error right there.
There was a house too with a dude had a bunch of like professional grade fireworks. They started going off. I think nobody died in that one. Few people got hurt, but like he burnt down his house and like 3 or 4 of his neighbors' houses. You know they hate that guy.
Oh yeah,
dude.
Hopefully their insurance covers stupidity.
Oh my god, man.
If it's in California, it's not.
How'd you boys like that? How'd you boys like the July 4th signing of the big beautiful bill? And by the way, everyone, my number one concern, both the AI tyranny and the mRNA medical tyranny didn't make it, gentlemen. So I feel, you know what I mean? It's not perfect. It's far from perfect. I get it.
I know, bro. You were dying on that fucking hill. So for the viewers that don't know, we have a background chat that's just the 3 of us, with Big Easy and Weapon, so it's 5 of us total. And there was a lot of debating going on over the bill, and we were talking about other points, and fucking Styles here just kept, like in true Styles form, we'll be talking about taxes, or we'll be talking about fucking Medicare, and Styles is like, hey, what about the mRNA? What about the mRNA? What about the mRNA?
mRNA medical tyranny! Like, so, yeah. bro, because you know what? So many people didn't care that much about it, but I think you guys at the end of the day know that it actually did mean a lot to not have that there.
Of course it did. Of course, it just never got brought up as a topic.
It just wasn't. Yeah, it was just for people who aren't normal, who like eat, breathe, live this shit. Like, you know what I mean? Like, bad news. I know. I got problems, guys. I'm not denying it. I got some issues.
That's all right.
I'm a news hawk. I'm a political hound. I'm a pundit, bro. If I could do this for a living, and maybe if we ever crack the code, I absolutely would do this for. I absolutely would go on national television and be like, grr, every time. You get the joke? The start.
Snake.
How about here's Styles reporting. Fuck you, Fifth.
So what do you think? What do you guys think is the biggest win with the big beautiful bill?
Concerning like
what do you think? Like with the number
personally?
One? Yeah, personally.
Can it be personally?
Yeah.
Yeah. So personally, would be like the no tax on overtime. For me personally, that would be the biggest thing.
Does that benefit you and not everyone else?
I don't give a fuck. Well, I'm a checking write-off. Write-off is a write-off.
Hey, man, I heard that benefits billionaires.
Yeah. I don't know, dude. The no tax on tips and no tax on overtime benefits me in both ways because Crystal is a waitress and she can write off almost half of her. You know, she doesn't make a shitload of money, but she makes enough to contribute. That's about half of what she makes a year.
And
that's a fucking massive write-off.
All of us can benefit from the overtime, and it was no tax.
Yeah.
The only thing I question about is that, and maybe there's a game plan, but you know it's not ratified. It's good until 2028, which is one thing that some people were bitching and complaining about.
Yeah, so we'll see what
but
comes
it has
of it
potential,
over the 3 years.
just like Trump's tax cuts in 2017. Like, if it works out, I think there's going to be a big push. You know what I mean? But yeah, it absolutely helps. And
So the biggest thing I've noticed is everyone's saying, "Oh, it's only good up to 150 grand," and you know, if you work a bunch of overtime, you can make more than 150, like where I work. But if you're married and you have to file jointly if you're married to get those write-offs. But it also doubles the amount of everything. So if collectively, if we make less than 300, which we're not even close to that, you can write off. I can write off 25,000 in overtime. But she can only still write off up to 25 in taxes, so that's still a huge amount.
That's federal. That's only one half of your taxes, though.
Oh, I get it, but
That's the tax
it's
on
everyone's
federal.
biggest nut out of their check. So
No,
it's
no,
like
no,
you can
no,
take
no.
your Social Security.
No, I get it, but it's like, how many people actually do $25,000 a year in federal taxed overtime?
Dude,
No, that's not what it is. That's
I
not what it
probably
is.
get
It's $25,000.
honestly, I probably get pretty goddamn close. I work a retarded amount. Oh, bad word. It's the Renaissance coming back, baby. Clip it.
It's 25,000 of overtime money. It's
Yeah,
not.
up to 25,000. You know what? I not to be a dick, but you know what? One of the biggest things that I love in the bill is the work requirement for welfare.
The 80 hours a month.
That's
Yeah,
the
what?
Medicaid. The
So
Medicaid.
Which
that's the
is
Medicaid thing.
which is like nothing. The fact that
Yeah,
people
I'd love to
even
work 2
bitch
weeks a
about
year and get
this,
free
you're
health
a
insurance.
shitbag. If you complain about that, you shouldn't even be getting it anyways. But at least it's a step in the right direction because they've been blocking this type of shit
Well,
forever.
that whole number is the number that 17 million people are going to be kicked off health insurance.
How many of those are legals, and how many of those people who should be working and paying their own way? Like, dude, it's like
So
anybody who's a hardworking
We should bring
American
up.
can't tell me they doesn't burn their
We should
ass.
bring up the two biggest counterpoints and try to, and we can debunk them in real time
Because we don't
if
have
it's
E.
true.
Yeah, that's good.
So
Yeah.
the two biggest
Oh.
counterparts on this would be, they're saying disabled people are going to be kicked off, and they're saying that people that are above working age, what was it,
65.
65 and over, like the elderly, right? So you can, if you want to Google that and bring up the Google AI, Gemini, whatever it is, if you want to ask those questions separately and see what
So
Google
what do
has
you
to
want
say
me to
about
ask
that.
it? Just give me the question.
So we'll go with the first one. We'll say I know one of the big talking points was the Medicaid is going to remove people with disabilities.
Right.
Are there provisions to keep people on?
Dead silence.
I'm looking it up.
I know. I'm just being wise. I'm just messing around, and I'm actually sending Weapon over the link so we can get this shit on and pop
Why is
in.
he in? Is he ready to come join us?
Well, he said he's gonna pop in, so. No, I don't see him there yet, but you know him. He probably needs the link again. Elon Musk, by the way, Elon Musk wasn't too thrilled about the big beautiful bill.
Yeah, 'cause it took off that $7,500 fucking deduction from the federal government for buying those EVs.
I don't know. I'm not sure if they have registered it yet, but you see that he's claiming he's starting a political party, the American
He
Party.
wants to start a third party.
I
Yeah,
heard
he wants to
about
start a
that.
third party.
Which I'm not even. I've always said that, because the independent party right now is kind of like a joke the way they make it so nobody can. You know what I mean?
No,
But yeah.
it's an irrelevant party. There is a third party, but it's so irrelevant that it doesn't.
You're right. But what I fear about more political parties is that somewhere in the future we end up like these European countries where there's so many parties and like they have to like team, like it's just a bunch of mayhem. You know what I mean? Like that's one of my fears
So
though.
what's going to end up happening anyways? You have two major front-leaning parties, and if you get these smaller parties that creep up, they're going to have to team up because what's going to happen is like these smaller parties are going to chip away from a bigger party. You know what I mean? Like so for instance, right now, right? If you were to take like RFK Jr. and put him in the independent party and run him, he would take it away from the Republican side. You would take votes away from the Republican side.
No, you're right.
So you'd want to see, you would in theory see like the Republicans working with the independent party to try to close that gap.
Well, that's why he endorsed them, so that they wouldn't go the other way.
Coalitions,
You do know that,
yeah.
right?
Yeah.
When he endorsed Trump, it was to pull the independent away from
the Democrat.
From even thinking about going to the left.
And dude, I was thinking again about all that crap that friggin' Big Easy was running his lips about RFK Jr. Man, RFK Jr. is killing it with all this poison that's in food. I was just watching the whole thing today.
I had to stop looking up that thing. Did you see the whole thing about the Hep B vaccine?
that he's a crazy maniac, and remember because he's a recovered addict. Apparently, he's a shitbag for the rest of his life. You remember that whole discussion we
Yo,
had
what's that have
on
to
the last
do with
episode?
him taking shit out of the food?
Did you see the study that happened that
No,
came
he
up this week
yeah, it
about
has
the
nothing.
Hep
It's
B?
yeah.
No, what?
He found that the CDC had buried some information about the rising rates of autism with the Hep B vaccine. It was like 1,135% increase in kids over 2, I think,
There is
that were
so
getting
much.
Why are we
autism.
giving babies?
1,135%
Why are we giving babies Hep B shots anyways? Isn't that a sexually transmitted
on
disease?
day 2.
Yeah,
When
it's
he
a
was
sexually
doing a
transmitted disease,
sit
right?
down, he did a sit down with Laura Trump recently, and he was saying,
Lord Trump.
I know, but he was saying that friggin'
Daddy?
I know, but he was saying that for so long, everyone's been afraid to make these changes and to force all these food companies to do this because it's going to financially hurt a lot of these politicians. That's the
Well,
big
that's
thing.
like with everything else.
Right, yeah.
Because like sometimes, yeah, like you lose money sometimes, like to do the right thing. But like, dude, it's because we have such a friggin' pandemic of bad health, dude. Like nobody can deny it. And the reason that they want it is like big pharma and doctors and everything, bro. It's
Yeah,
fucking
it makes them
big
money.
big bucks. Like
Share that.
people being sick is a gabillion dollar. It's probably more than trillions, probably zillions. Like.
Share my screen
Yo,
real quick.
share screen.
And they got a lot of us where they can want us, you pricks.
Interesting, right?
Can you bring it any bigger than that for my old man eyes? It's alright if you can't. Read the top part.
The figure 1,135% refers to the claim made by RFK during an appearance on the Tucker Carlson show on June 30th. RFK cited a study conducted by the CDC in 1999 that examined children who received the Hep B vaccine within the first 30 days. He claims that the study found a 1,135% elevated risk of autism among vaccinated children to those compared to those who were not.
Holy shit.
And if this went further and you actually looked into it, he is very adamant about the fact that they were hiding this and like burying it under statistics of other people who didn't have it, so that 1,135 was way lower.
Like
they were including other people that didn't have it.
Like I've always felt like it was a farce because of how insistent they were about like there's just absolutely no way at all that this could be causing it. Like, why do we have an explosion of autism in this country? Like an explosion. And also that trends with not to be a dick, but that trends with like trans a lot of that a lot of the trans stuff. Like, have you ever seen the statistics? I don't know exactly what they are in the U.S. For some reason, it's higher in Europe, like in the United Kingdom. The percentage of trans people that are on the autism spectrum is like insane. I mean, it all goes together.
Isn't
We
that
all
one
know,
and the
like
same though?
it's mental. Isn't
that one and the same?
In the
though?
most polite way possible, it's mental illness. That needs. You know what I mean, like,
bro, if you're a guy and you want to dress as a girl or you think you're a girl, isn't that a mental issue to begin with? So isn't it?
Yeah, but like the
Shouldn't
thing
that be
is with
bucketed
me,
together?
I know some people like want to go even further than this, but for me, like, I don't give a shit if you do it, but don't tell me that you're a woman. That's my problem. You're like,
Well, don't get mad at you when you look at someone that has a mustache and a beard and you're like, "What's up, fella?"
like,
Woman. It's like,
I'm
And
just
you
saying,
should have had tits.
like,
yeah,
it just seems common sense to me
he's got a
that
fat 9-inch cock down
trans
below. It's like, what the fuck?
that trans women are gay men. I mean, that seems like an easy.
Yeah, that's like the dirty version of it. Like,
But people get
version.
It almost feels like they
guys,
invented it. It
no,
almost
but
feels like
have
they
you noticed
invented
the
it to make
guys that are
themselves
trans
like
women?
feel better.
Have you noticed the guys that are trans women are probably the guys
ugly?
that are ugly and they don't get any play from women, and they figured out that this might be some backdoor way of like, oh, I can get the women's bathroom. I might be able to see a titty. I might be able to catch
pun
something.
intended.
You know what I mean?
A backdoor way, no pun intended.
Oh no, pun intended.
I know.
Yeah.
I'm trying to.
There will be backdoor play.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm just making clips here, baby. That's what I'm always thinking about. in my mind, do you seen how clips crazy that I've went, guys? Right? I've been blown.
Oh, yeah.
And actually, I don't know if you guys are noticing, but we've been for a few weeks now. We've been gaining 1 or 2 subscribers a day, pretty much. We're almost up to 330 subscribers on the YouTube. And did you notice, by the way, I don't know if you were ready or not, but I decided that you were ready. So I put out a promo, and I'm going to tease it here too. Coming soon, no specific date, just a little tease, is the companion show to the SunDaze podcast show, Beck's Bunker Podcast, cutting through the noise, motherfuckers. So basically what's going to happen is, instead of it being every other week with that show, it'll be every week that we'll tell you what the fuck you need to fucking know.
Yeah, SunDaze will be every other week, and I think the opposite weeks of SunDaze we'll have that show pop up. And
we're thinking about doing the little pop-up things here too, like, yeah. Yep. And we really need to get, I know it's pretty much on us, because as long as we schedule with him, but Mr. Aaron Alnighter, I really want to get him on the show too. I think that would be a wicked good show. And shout out
I like watching that, dude.
To Mr. Anunnaki Cruz too, because once he has the situation straight, he's gonna come on the show. He might even pop on the show like every once in a while. He seems pretty pumped about it. So we can have another Hispanic man, but this one's a conservative, baby, or pretty close to it. That's right. We're coming for you, Big Easy. Shit. All right. So what now, gentlemen?
So what about so since it was tax and tips.
Oh shoot! Hold up, boys! Hey,
Sorry, guys.
Mr. Weapon in the house.
I got held up on a phone call with Donald Trump.
Shit! Did you tell him? Did you tell him he's doing a good job? You need him to work harder.
What?
Did you tell him he's doing a good job, but work harder, sleep less? Listen, we're winning, but these motherfuckers are chasing after us. They're right on our tails.
Oh, he froze.
Yeah, he chunked. Yeah, I hear you now. You're chunking a little bit.
All right, so Styles, check this out. So, Hammer liked the tips and the no tax or the tax return on overtime. What was your biggest win with the BBB bill?
Well, I said one already. I said that I like the you gotta work, get out and get a fucking jobby. If you're mentally and physically able to work and you're just collecting an entitlement check that I'm paying for, that we're paying for, get back to work, fuckface. And the other thing I love in it is all the shit for the border. All the new construction that's getting fired up too, because that prick Biden tried to sell it. He actually sold away. Do you know? He actually sold away a bunch of the materials for the wall for like pennies on the dollar. Motherfucker.
Yo,
I mean,
hey, did you guys
whoever it was, not Biden, clearly. What'd you say, homie?
Did you guys bring up that COVID thing? That thing I showed you on the paycheck. I'm like,
oh yeah,
what the hell is that, dude?
So weapon.
That's a good shit.
Weapon, bring that up. That's a good point. Bring that up.
Yeah. So, I don't know. I just looked at my pay stub the other day. It's only my second paycheck, so I've had about 5 weeks of this new job. And on the paycheck thing, what is it, $26 or something, or whatever?
Do you have your thumb on the speaker at all, or anything?
No,
you sound a little muffled.
Hold on. No.
Oh, there you go.
I think it's through my headphones. All right.
No, there you go.
Yeah. So it's COVID assessment recovery, like.
I saw that. So yeah. So we'll put up a picture of that little portion of his. Yeah, it says COVID recovery, and I need to do more research into it. But I'm pretty sure we're talking about it, and I'm pretty sure this is for the over $400 million that the state of Massachusetts took for COVID relief. That it was deemed that that they didn't need it for shit, and they have to pay it back over a 10-year period.
So hey, just take everybody.
So they take your money from us to pay it back.
Bucks out of you. Yeah. Dude, that's insane.
Don't quite quote me on that yet. Like I said, I need to do the full research, but that's pretty much.
There's more to that than just. I don't think it's everybody because I haven't seen that in my paycheck.
Yeah.
Hammer, you mentioned you didn't see it in yours.
He didn't
Styles, you mentioned you didn't see it in yours either.
Not yet.
I do remember I was considered an essential worker during that time. I don't know what everyone
same,
else
but
is, so I don't know if that
yeah.
plays
Not
into
me.
effect or not, or the company that I work for.
So I was considered essential, deemed essential or whatever, but it was with a different company. So I don't know what the hell.
It
And
could
like I said,
specifically depend on the company.
I didn't even get the shot, dude. I don't know.
Yeah, dude, that's wild because like I actually, because of lost wages, because there was no kids in school, so no traffic, no overtime stuff, I was actually able to collect um unemployment checks and work during that time. And they were paying us 30 they were paying us to work um 30 hours a week, and we were getting paid for 40. We were getting like 5-hour shifts. It's a pretty sweet deal. And they actually at one point sent me a thing trying to say that I had to pay it back, and my wife was like freaking out. I was like, hold up, because I know how a lot of shit was. I was like, I'm gonna call this number, and it like had a thing like, would you like forgiveness? And I was like, yes, I would.
Yeah,
and it
right
went
there.
and it went away. But yeah, that we should really look into that. Like you know how like all the local news channels do, like consumers call in and write in, and they look into crap like that. I see him as throwing something up here. You let me put it up, sir?
Yeah, we got.
Yeah, let's see what we got here.
Because
Hammer's
even what you guys sent the other day, I didn't get a chance to
Oh,
read
here we
it. I
go.
totally forgot about it. So
And I like Ryan's reading voice. So can we get that again, sir?
yes, sir, Hammer.
Yeah, I don't know. I just pulled this up, but this is directly off mass.gov.
Yeah, I pulled that up and put that in the group chat earlier this week.
I don't really know. I can't. I can sit here and read it if I want, but legislation enacted on May 28th of 21 created the COVID-19 employer relief account. All COVID-related charges were moved from the solvency fund, which I don't know what that is, and charged to this account, lowering the 21 solvency rate and providing rate relief to employers. So it definitely, obviously, is money related. I just don't know. This is the first I'm hearing of it, so I have no background on that at all. And you're the first person I know that has anything taken out of their check for it anyway.
Yeah. I don't know. Hey, yeah, I guess I don't know. I do want to look more into it.
How much was it?
I think it was like $26 or something like that.
$26 on now. Were you paid? Are you paid bi-weekly? You paid weekly?
Yeah, bi-weekly. So
So you're looking at $12 a week.
Yeah, that's great.
So on a 40-hour week, you're looking at $12. All right.
Yeah, 12 of them change or something.
Yeah, but
still,
for how long?
Exactly. Yeah, exactly.
Hey, this is
as long as they want it.
Real quick,
it'll be like tolls. It'll be like tolls on the pipe. They're like, yeah, we're only gonna pay for the pipe, and then
until it's paid off.
Yeah, until it's paid off, and then fucking it just stays.
Don't worry, it's better in our pocket than your pocket.
Yeah, sure it is.
How dare you go buy a new coach?
Listen to this. So I asked Google AI, and it says, I asked it why am I having to pay COVID recovery? It says experience rated employers will be charged a quarterly COVID-19 recovery assessment. This helps the Commonwealth recover from the benefits paid after the COVID-19 crisis. So like literally, we're paying back there.
Wasn't everything federally funded from that?
That's what I thought too. Yeah.
No, but that's what it is. We took what Styles said earlier. We took $400 million extra dollars more than what we needed. So that $400 million is going back to the federal government.
We're paying that back. Gotcha.
Yeah.
Oh, that's convenient. Cool.
Oh, look at this! Look at this! Exemptions. Here's some of the people who are exempted. This would make sense of why we aren't. Governmental employers, so like city, state, and shit.
Bro, you having a seizure today?
Yeah, I am. Hey, fuck you, Joey. New non-construction and construction employers. So that's why Joey hadn't seen it. Like, there's a bunch of.
That's what I do too. Construction. Though.
Oh, it says.
Weapon. I don't think it's per person. I think it's per company. I think they're doing it based on the company.
Except it says in here, except
the employee.
It says with an asterisk. It says except for weapon. Fuck weapon.
Yeah, pretty much. Huh? Jesus Christ.
So
Seems legit.
I wonder if we're, because like Paul, I know you're part of a union. I'm part of a union. Joe, you're not, but no. I wonder. I thought was maybe it had something to do with the union, but
Teamsters, the mob.
Yeah, no, I'm not in the union. Yeah, sure.
Yes, that's right. I wonder if Haynes grew. Oh, whoops! I didn't mean to drop the name, but I don't. You're, shit. Sorry.
Heinz ketchup.
Yeah. My bad.
We're like, beep.
I wonder
Too bad it's live, so.
Yeah, whatever.
But it doesn't really, whatever, dude. Like.
Yeah, I didn't mean to do that.
Just ignore it.
Yep.
Don't worry. Don't worry. The two people who watch it are not gonna.
Right.
I wonder if they're just gonna say fuck it, maybe just eat the cost. I don't know. It doesn't seem.
Although
like
I don't know, bro.
anyway.
We've actually been getting.
Does it go back to essential? Like if you were.
Yeah.
Do you get exempted? Because you were an essential.
That's a
company
good question.
during that time.
So you were considered essential? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
So I was, but that was for the other company that does the same work, though. They do the same exact thing. We were deemed essential too.
No, I get it, but a much easier way. Think about this as if you had to track that. Can you track every employee in Massachusetts, or is it easier to give the company per company say exempt, not exempt, exempt, not exempt? Because like you said, employees go from company to company. You know what I mean? But companies normally will stay, obviously, unless they go dissolvent. The companies will stick around, and you can go back a couple of years and say where you essential, where you not. From this date forward, all your employees, if this is the case, and I don't know it's to be the case, but if there was a case that say like a company like the one I worked for was an essential company, all right, all your employees as of April 21st, 2023, or whatever the fucking date was, they're not repaying it back. They base it upon company versus based on employee.
So
and again, I don't know this.
The other thing.
COVID, oh, go ahead.
Yeah. No, I was just gonna say the other thing too is that this company that that I just started at, they just bought that company. I want to say last year of January of like 2024. So I don't know. You know what I mean? Like that's another thing too. So it changed owners, the ownership of the
acquisition.
company. So yeah, these are things I gotta go in definitely because I just found out the other day. So gotta go in and ask the
adulting.
The lady at the desk.
Adulting is hard. Adulting is hard.
And then the other thing is now that you're paying that back,
in groceries. What the shit?
Well, now that you're paying that back over the course of the year, if you
figure
what, in 2 weeks it was $25.
Yeah.
So you're doing $50 a month. So you're looking at $600 a year. Is that tax deductible?
I don't know. I hope it is because that's crazy. If not, considering too, like I get it. Maybe it's through the company or whatever, but I think it should be like to whoever friggin' got the shots, whoever did, you know what I mean? Like I had nothing to do with that shit.
Whoever took the money, whoever took that free fucking money, I never got a dollar of that money.
No, me neither. They were getting big money for us, for each employee. I forget what it was.
Like companies,
I never got a dollar of that money. Not a single
companies actually like got rich. Like companies that were going under. Like.
No, there was a come up for certain companies.
They took off.
Wasn't there the Paycheck Protection Program, the PPP?
Dude,
that was going on?
And the other thing too was they allotted like 80 hours of sick time to all essential workers.
I remember you were telling me that yesterday. Yeah.
I want you to think about this. So every employee during if you were an essential employee and that company stayed open, every employee in that company got this is an additional 80 hours of sick time. Now I know for a fact I didn't use my 80 hours.
Yeah, I mean,
who banked that 80 hours?
Yeah, man.
The company did. The company did. So think of how many companies
they've been talking about it. They've actually been talking about it for a long time of all the.
I didn't take it. It wasn't like at the end of it they were like, "Oh, thanks, Mr. Fifth, for not fucking taking you 2 weeks off. Here's two vacation checks." You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Even though that would have been the right thing to do.
Yeah.
You get rewarded for being a piece of shit. That's what the
a lot of funny games.
So I know
you get
during
rewarded.
COVID, there was a few jobs that we had that were considered essential, but only, dude, I'm talking like out of a company at that time, probably of 80 people, probably 6 were working. So maybe it's a percentage thing too.
Yeah,
dude.
Yeah, I can see that.
Most of that stuff was nonsense too, dude. Like they just made the shit up as they went along. Like.
Pretty much, yeah.
None of it was necessary or real.
We were doing bi-weekly meetings like this, like on Zoom, because Zoom was big back then. And you'd see like everyone would be fucking chilling on their porch, just fucking drinking beers and shit. And there'd be one dude that had his fucking hard hat on, like walking around the job, looking all important, like he was actively working. We're like, dude, look at this dude, like he's such a fucking blowjob.
Hold on, guys.
You fucking go home.
Mute my mic for 1 second.
What? Yeah, do it. What are you gonna do? So what
He's getting
else
yelled
today?
at.
Oh, who I do
Oh,
want to discuss. We can drive this where we want, but I want to make sure we have a little discussion about
Off the cliff.
our little friend Zohan Mandani, the friggin' communist nut job.
Joey,
Holy
what do you think? What are
smokes!
your two big points of the big beautiful bill? I don't know if we haven't already discussed them.
Oh, did I say my second? Oh, I did. Yeah, I did. I'm
You
good.
did.
Yeah, like
You
a pro and
definitely
a
said
con.
it.
The pro and a con for it. It's kind of a little bit of both of what you guys said. You know what I mean? Like I work a shitload of overtime, so that's going to benefit me there. I think it's a good thing that if we're going to be doling out taxpayer dollars for people, and listen, I'm all for helping people who truly need it. You know,
Yes.
if you're truly disabled and you really can't work and you obviously need health care, I'm all for that.
Yeah, we're not pieces of shit. Like,
But
You
at the
want to
same
get
time, to get someone who's able-bodied and only ask them to work 40 hours a month or 80 hours a
80.
month, which is 20 hours a week. You know what I mean? Like
that's nothing.
That's nothing, bro. Like I work
Yeah.
60 hours, 70 hours a week now. You know what I mean? I work
No
fucking
shit.
triple that.
Yeah,
So
you
like,
ain't shitting, dude.
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
like,
same, bro.
And that's in 1 week.
yeah, that's in
Dude,
one exactly. It's 1 week. Like,
dude, fucking 20 hours a week. There are times where we work close to 20 hours in a fucking day. Like that.
yeah, no,
Like,
seriously, dude. I do
yeah.
14 hour days.
Yeah.
I do 13, 14-hour days sometimes.
Yeah.
That's
Same,
not
dude.
good,
Yeah.
bro. Like,
Yeah.
If I don't have like a family event or something like in this work, like I'm gonna take it. You know what I mean, like life
It'd be
ain't
good for a
free.
better that like gives a better incentive, I guess. You know what I mean? Like that's because it's like I remember before it'd be like, yeah, like work the overtime, yeah, you get killed in the overtime, like that's where they get you. It's like you look at your paycheck and they're taking 400, $500 each cycle, which is I forget what mine was the other day. For 2 weeks, it was almost $800. It's like damn, dude. And
Well, they're still going to
Dude,
tax your check.
exactly. No,
Yeah,
I
you
know.
just
Yeah.
get the deduction at the end of
No,
the year.
I know, but if you look
Yeah.
at it,
It's a
like
bigger
I understand
refund.
what you're saying. Like if you look at it as a whole, the way we get taxed, I know it broke down full, but it's so mental. Like it's as close to 50%, if not over 50% as can be. Like if
probably
you think
over.
of like like your money's getting taxed so many times is outrageous. Like
at every turn. At
By
every
the time
turn,
you
like
get to
some of
use
the
it,
most
it's for
like
sure
dude,
over 50%.
dude,
Yeah.
you know what's really always burned my ass is fucking excise tax, dude.
Spicy
Like
food.
what a horse shit.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, I need to pay tax on my vehicle for the rest of my life, you fucking clown. Like,
Yeah. Oh,
No.
yeah. New Hampshire's getting rid of inspection stickers? How come Mass can't
They
do
already
that?
yeah,
did it.
Huh?
They
bro,
already did it.
that's a good idea
Yeah,
too,
yeah.
because that's another friggin' scam. That's a bunch
what's
of
the
I
bullshit
forget
difference?
what
too.
you need. I forget what
What's
you
the
need for
difference between
signatures to do
excise
that.
tax? What's the difference between
And
excise
what?
tax and your fucking in your stickers? Because they both tell you Massachusetts. They tell you it's for the right to drive on the road that you're driving on, and to make
Right.
sure that your vehicle is safe enough to drive on said road.
Yeah.
On a road that
Right.
probably isn't
on a road that has
inspected.
Right.
fucking
Yeah,
potholes
yeah.
and all kinds of stuff. Like,
Exactly.
dude, my
Yeah.
car's in better condition than the fucking roads are.
I said,
I know, I know.
I said, but dude, that's exactly. And what about the tax on
What the hell
driving?
did you just say?
Sorry, I just
I
had
know.
a Joe Biden fucking.
A
I just had a
jibba
Joe
jabba.
Biden
Yeah, you did.
Alzheimer's meltdown.
Joe Biden
But
brain
listen,
fart.
remember? No, because I was having a thought and it was breaking my brain. Ryan, do you remember? See, I'm gonna lose the thought. Oh, the fucking old lady, that old
Yeah.
hag in Massachusetts who wants to put
Christina
the tax.
Krem or whatever her name was. That was supposed to be her legacy before she retired. She was going to tax you on the mileage over a certain
Hey,
amount.
you think you
Wow.
could find? You think you could find some sort of a clip of somebody talking about that? Does that
Sure.
exist? Yeah.
Well, they
Find
call it
something on that old
Massachusetts
hag.
for a reason, I guess.
Dude,
Fucking right they do.
dude,
Yo,
this
they
is the
should have a
highest.
breakdown, dude, of where
Does it make sense?
all the tax money goes.
Does
No,
it make
bro, they
sense
couldn't do
to
that.
any of you guys?
I know,
Does it make
I know.
sense to any of you guys that Massachusetts is the second most expensive state in the country to live in? Like, is there any reason that makes sense to you? Does that sound like it's legit?
Top three. I mean, it would make sense because usually it's California, New York, Massachusetts. Traditionally, we've been like in the top 5.
But what's so great
Yeah,
about this,
yeah.
man? Like
No,
Boston,
do you, no,
like
no. Do you wanna
medical
know
and
this?
shit.
No, do you want to know the differences between Massachusetts and the rest of the country? Is our premier colleges, Harvard,
Colleges,
we have
hospitals.
MIT,
Hospitals,
Wow.
hospitals are huge.
Yeah.
hospitals,
Yeah.
and
Hospitals
our
huge.
education are fucking beyond what we have. Some of the top of the top colleges here.
You're right,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
that's a blessing and a curse. And I'm happy that some of these motherfuckers are getting the spanking that they need, like Harvard, because all these fucks teach is ultra progressive brainwashing. Like, it's mental.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah. Dude, they're like billions, bro. Tell me why they even have billions of taxpayer dollars. You motherfucks.
Well, they lobby for it. Because they lobby for it.
And they're racist against Asian people. The fucks. Like this. Too many Asian people here. We need as. Sorry, we need to get as many stupid people in here as we can. Like, what? Save us, bro. But I mean, that's basically what happened. That's what happened to this country for the past 20 years in schools. It started out in colleges and it worked its way down. They have just bang this propaganda into these kids' heads. Like, that's why I said, like, some of these kids, it's not even their fault. Like, they don't even know what the fuck reality is. Like, men can have babies and women can have dicks.
You see that thing? You see that thing Jerron Freeman posted on that about men with utero issues or whatever?
Dude,
it was a real ad. It was an actual ad on his Facebook.
And shout out to fucking shout out to Jerron. And we got to get him on the show again. I've talked to him recently, and what we love about this kid, Joey was just fucking talking about it recently. What we love about this kid is he's so even keeled, dude. Like, he comes out with stuff that's like way liberal, but then he comes out with stuff that's way conservative. Like, he's so even keeled, because he's like.
But that's how you gotta be, though. That's how you say balance, though.
But he did want to die. He did want to die on the hill of that dude boxer who boxes as a female. Like,
they stripped it. They stripped it.
He tried to shame me. He tried to shame me and said
they did a DNA test and found out it was definitely a man.
So you know, I don't like to say "I told you so," boys. Psych! Of course I like to say. I said, "Hey, Jerron," I said, "Fucking I'm not always fucking right." One time I thought I was wrong, but I was wrong.
One time.
Do you remember the time when me and E were beefing, and I started the show by saying that I was the illest host on the East Coast who's always right. and you were like, oh God. That was the one that everybody was like, "Holy shit!" You could tell as soon as the fucking camera went on.
I can't find any.
There's Big Trouble in Little Chinatown. Yeah, I don't even know what time is anymore. You know what I mean? I feel like the older I get, the more like time is just like, I'll think something happened like a day ago and it was like a few weeks ago. Sometimes I don't even know what day of the week it is. Sometimes I don't know what day of the week it is.
It is definitely around.
I know. I was hoping there was some type of a good.
No, that's Martha Healy's trying to cap that now too.
Martha Healy.
Yeah, Martha.
I like that. That's her new nickname, fucking Martha.
Speaking of capping,
bro, she doesn't give a shit about.
Bro, she wants to put a cap on your mileage, which would fuck me because I'm working right now.
That goes back to that Cynthia Cream lady, whatever her name was, because she wants to put a cap on it. That's this whole thing. She's supposed to retire, get this fucking thing forced through Congress in Massachusetts, and then fucking bounce. And she'll probably end up going to another state where the mileage isn't a fucking thing yet. She wants to cap her mileage and then tax you on every mile over that fucking
That's
thing.
Insane.
Which would hurt anybody. You kidding me? I have a 30-mile trek one way to Boston. You tell me 60 miles a day times 6 days usually.
Who's doing the driving for you, Dan? Dave.
Bro, I'm driving 250 miles a day right now.
No, so
I don't miss that shit. Yeah. Back in the day, for a decade, I drove ridiculous amount. I'm glad working.
No, I jump in with Dave.
Bro, so people drive like it's fucking India.
That puts my company in a position because I'm a staple on that job. I need to be there.
You're a fucking legend.
No, I'm a fucking legend.
Better than being a thumbtack.
They actually broke the mold when they made you.
They could provide you with a company.
They lit it on fire.
You already went down that road.
Yeah, we already went down that road. We can't go there, so I have to drive my own vehicle.
Please call this number if you're driving reckless.
Oh, dude, bro! When I was in high school, I used to call and just when people weren't driving bad and say terrible things.
Yo, actually, speaking of, we got Hip Hop Everything podcast in the comments right now. We got Aaron All Nighter.
Yeah, buddy. Shout out.
Yes, sir.
Hey, dude, actually, remember last time he tried to tap in?
He was, bro. He's commented to what we're talking about, yo. He said, talking about the states, He said that they're trying that in a lot of states. New York,
I'm
New
gonna
York does
send
have
them
a congestion tax, which is
Boston
fucked up.
still
Yeah, yeah,
legalizing.
yeah.
Sure
No,
is.
they did it in New York. I've heard it on podcasts, like
and we definitely
talking
better be
about it or
getting to
whatever.
soon. That
How
dude.
many? You ask
The
yourself this question:
reality is
how
both
many of
sides
these
suck
taxes?
booty cheeks.
How many of these
Yeah.
taxes, right, are actually like how many of these taxes are going to be levied against the people before it breaks the camel's back? Like New York itself has it's the biggest city in America, I believe, right, or one of the biggest cities in
Yeah,
America population wise, and you're
Yep.
going to put a congestion tax on them, it's already one of the highest living. It costs the highest cost of living states to live in, especially in those big city areas of New York. And you're gonna
Dude, in
slap another
Manhattan,
tax on top of them? Crazy,
in
dude.
Manhattan, dude, I follow this dude on TikTok, and he says it's like $17 for like a bacon, egg, and cheese sandwich and a fucking
That's
coffee.
wild, dude. Wow.
Imagine throwing out a 20 banger for that. A fucking
Hey,
Bro,
basic ass
what do you
shit.
think is gonna happen? What do you think is gonna happen if that Democratic mayor gets elected
Ah.
and he decides he wants to put $30 minimum wage? Your sandwich is gonna be $42. A gallon of milk is gonna be 22.
Sharia law.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude.
That too.
Dude, he said there's gonna be
morning.
government-run
Oh,
grocery
yes.
stores.
Grocery
bro.
stores. And he wants
No,
to take,
no,
he
no,
wants,
no,
and he
no.
wants the state to take over production.
Actually, dude, Aaron has a really good point on his last comment. Honestly, a congestion tax will depopulate heavy populated areas and it'll spread the population more evenly across the country.
I just said,
In
Aaron,
that
I just
comment,
sent you
it
the
would
link,
push people out
Aaron.
of Manhattan.
Mr. Aaron, on that, I just sent you the link in Facebook
Yes, but
Messenger if you want to tap in.
no, that seems right in theory, but look at it like this: people are going to go where the money is. So if Manhattan is traditionally known where the money is, people aren't going to leave. People are not going to leave where the big, true money is being made. Manhattan's one.
No, yeah, unless you can still make New York money.
What it's going to do, what it's
fucking
going
New
to
Jersey.
do, what it's going to do is create a divide line between the ultra rich who can afford it, and that doesn't matter to them, and the people who are barely making it by that have to go through these places to get to their job, or they have to function in those areas, won't be able to function anymore. The middle class, the lower class, these people who work in these big high rises that make fucking 7 figures a year, that shit ain't gonna matter to them.
You think they care about an $18 fucking sandwich and a
There's
coffee?
a lot of people.
No, of course they don't. It's not.
No,
None
exactly.
of those people ever
They're
care
gonna
about
give
shit like that.
They're gonna send the fucking lackey down to give them the $20 anyway, and just tell them to keep the fucking change.
Ryan, look up people leaving Massachusetts in droves, because I was seeing a thing about that the other day. Yeah, like just
I told you,
just
my
regular
buddy moved
people,
down to Texas.
but like businesses, like all kinds of stuff is just taking off, dude.
But Paul, you need to premise it against something. You have to say like, you'd have to
Compared
ask that
to-
question. Yeah, you have to ask that question in a way of like, all right, in the year 2025 or 2024 probably being the last full year, what's the population increase or decrease versus, say 2010 to 2020 and then 2020 to 2024. You need like 2 blocks of reference.
Well, if you listen to like
You need
Rogan a lot, like I do, you would know
census.
that a lot of people leave LA and are moving to Texas and shit like
Yeah.
that. Like
they're turning purple.
that's
They killed the state. They killed it. It's insane.
They for sure did, and all the people that used to be there like moved to Texas. And now they're like, dude, I would never fucking go back.
Yeah. A lot went to Tennessee.
But that's the problem with those people, though. Those people leave a place like California because they don't like what's going on there, and they bring those same ideas and values to Texas, and then want to change Texas to a place that they just fucking left.
I'm talking about Rogan, dude, and he's not like that.
Elon Musk left too. Elon Musk moved this whole shit out of California to fucking Texas.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of that though was all like
but
taxes, man.
It's a tax thing too.
Because California's out of control because they fucking their entitlement programs are so deep that they can't they can't take the tax money in enough money to cover these fucking things, and they keep
I work with
doubling
a lot
down
of people. I work with a lot of people from New Hampshire, and they're like born and raised in New Hampshire. They just you got to go to Boston where the money's made, and a lot of transplants go up there. And he's like, dude, I've slowly over the last 15, 20 years have noticed a lot of counties going from red to blue or purplish. And it's the Massachusetts people who stay here.
Yeah.
Their ideology sucks. They bring it to New Hampshire. I've seen that shit secondhand, where it's like these people are born and raised in New Hampshire, and they're seeing it slowly being eroded.
And gentlemen, Joey, Mr. Aaron All Nighter is going to be popping up here soon. When I bring him up, I'm gonna here he is. I'm gonna have you introduce him. Okay, Joe?
Yeah.
Are you ready?
Yep.
All right, bring him up. Here he goes.
Oh, I like the 5.
Yes, sir. Aaron All Nighter in the building. This is the host
What's
of
up,
the Hip Hop
Preta?
Everything podcast, the host of the Fall River Experience, the host of the Aaron All Nighter show. Recently just dropped a 30-song album.
Yes,
Recently
sir.
dropped an instrumental album, making his own beats. This man is an entrepreneur in the word of entrepreneurs. Aaron All Nighter, welcome to the show, sir.
Appreciate
brother?
you guys. And on top of that, I just dropped 2 new music videos this past Friday. Done Lived In Icon off the Visionary album, the 30-song album.
Yes,
and
sir.
I'll be dropping a new music video every Friday for the next 52 weeks.
That's what's up.
Crazy.
That's what's up, man.
So,
I'm a fan. I'm a fan. I'm always watching. I'm always watching for and when you're dropping something new, and it's a lot now. It's a lot.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah,
What up, Aaron?
That's what's
What's
up,
up, brother?
How you doing, man?
So, when you guys were talking about the congestion prices, right? This is my idea on it. If I'm in Manhattan, for example, and I gotta pay all this extra, well, I'm gonna move to a city that got the same amenities that don't charge a congestion tax. So now Manhattan will slowly start to depopulate, and they kind of like, all right, we put a cap on our population here, so we're gonna charge you to drive down the street. People are gonna eventually be like, nah, Manhattan's not worth it. Fuck it. And spread out. And once we spread out to areas that are real rural or no growth, no population, we'll be able to build in other areas. Like, I've always been so confused. It's like, all right, we got fucking billions of people in New York, but we barely got anybody in Montana.
Yeah.
It's because there's no money out there. It comes to money. Now, Aaron, I was thinking about what you were saying.
But if you put the people there, the money will come.
That's going to disproportionately hurt one section of people because, like I was saying about what you say, like it's going to depopulate, but it's only going to hurt the lower middle class because the people that are wealthy, ultra wealthy, those people aren't going to care about that consumption tax. They're going to eat that. So what's going to happen is you'll turn somewhere like Manhattan into like ultra wealth, and that's it because other people won't be able to afford it.
That's why I think when you spread it out, they got to do a 2-step thing with the congestion pricing. Spread it out to do the population thing or whatever. Get more taxes on the people who stay. But for when you move these people to the rural areas because it's cheap and that's what they can afford, I believe it's on the government's job to fucking build something around there. Fucking, you got to bring business to these areas. Make these businesses go over there. If you give them those tax incentives, those TIFs or some shit. I know Fall River, for example, where I'm from, Fall River, Mass, we brought a huge, like 1,500 square foot Amazon facility. Fucking
yeah. I remember that.
Our company built that. The company I used to work for.
1.5 million, some shit, just mad square feet.
Massive.
So they did that with a 10-year tax incentive. They gave them a TIF, so they're like, all right, you don't pay taxes for 10 years if you come here. We'll lure you here. But we're going to give mad jobs. It gives like 2,000 jobs. So if you do that in these rural areas, guess what? Everybody's going to go work at the factory. Everybody's going to go do this back like we used to. But it'll be in areas where we need the growth because there's fucking nothing there.
I absolutely like the idea.
That's why Cisco moved out of Norton. Cisco moved out of Norton and went down to Carver for the same reason. And Carver, is like nobody down there.
Yeah.
I guess is it too late though? Is it too late for that though? Because you got to figure, right? Like places like New York and California, they're financials,
they're already over the tipping point.
Yeah, you know what I mean. There's so much fucking money in those states. There's no incentive for them to like. Think about
eventually, if they do it right and push it right and give the right incentives, make the right deals, I think it's possible. But you need big factories that are high paying in these rural areas. Because, all right, for example, I remember growing up in the surrounding towns from the small city far over where I'm from, they cost more to live. Like Tiverton, Somerset, Westport, Dartmouth. To live in those towns, Somerset, Swansea, cost more than Fall River. Right now, Fall River costs more than those towns. Because they're putting more amenities and stuff in the city with like national chains, Raising Cane's and Chick-fil-A and Chipotle and all this
The
shit.
MBTA is running down there now. You got that.
Right, yeah. So it's like,
I think it's a good idea, but I think the problem that we have here in this country is, though, the politicians on both sides, are they going to do the right thing? Because, like, look at places like Chicago, where the politicians are just failing these people.
I think it should be a lot more transparent with all the shit. And we have the technology to make it transparent. Like,
yeah, dude, AI, bro, is about to make it so there's no motherfucking secrets anymore. Like,
how long has public transportation been down in Fall River?
Two months, right?
It's been down since April, and it's picking up good. I've actually took the T up to Boston once to go to the Encore Casino, check it out. T ride was good. It was on time. Everybody was like, "Oh, you're gonna get stuck waiting hours." Nah, I think
I'm just curious to know after maybe a year and a half, if any of like the surrounding shit will go up. Anytime you put public transportation,
so the waterfront where the train station is in Fall River, there's plans on building a hotel. The parking garage is going to be over there. They're building 2 6-story apartment buildings. So they're going to make the waterfront of Fall River kind of look like a Providence or a Pawtucket waterfront.
That's nothing but good things for a city like that.
Yeah.
Right, but a lot of people in Fall River, I'm personally in favor of it. A lot of people in Fall River are completely against it and say it's raising the rents. And true, it is.
Oh, that would happen anyway.
But
because of the T
anywhere
alone,
that people get the extra amenities and shit that they want, you're gonna pay for that.
You're gonna get more money.
Yeah,
even us wanting better roads. Dude, us wanting drivable roads, because I heard you guys talking about the potholes earlier. For us to actually get drivable roads, we gonna pay an arm and a leg more for that. We get good roads in our cities and towns, rents are going up. Fucking
look at
my rent not to go up.
But look at the infrastructure.
Technically, not supposed to, though. Technically, they're not supposed to, because that's why you pay in Massachusetts for an inspection sticker, for your excise tax. That shit is supposed to
already with the money that's already going in without raising,
so that your land value doesn't go up too high and your rent goes up.
True, but that legality is, here's the loophole. That's law and legislation. That's not tied into landlords.
There's so much bullshit red tape. You're right.
No, you're right. No, you're right about that, because
if that was tied in together somehow, then it could be regulated. But then that goes into the conversation of rent control, and it's like,
that's a slippery slope.
Rent control. Government-run grocery stores. Probably not.
Well, that's the problem. That's when you're talking to socialism, is having governments dictate your private. I buy a 3-family. I'm able to set my rents where I want. Now, if people want to pay the rent, I dictate. That's up to them. If they don't, they don't have to. That's the capitalism part.
Socialism.
That's right.
Yes. See, like, I'm in a mix with that one. I love the capitalist part about it. Get your money. I think the only way, if they ever try to rent control, the only way I can see it working is if it was in a bracket of an appraised value. Say I got a 3-bedroom and it's valued at $3,000 a month. Well, I can charge anywhere if I want to go cheap. $2,500 is the lowest I could cheap. I can rent. $3,500 is the most I can rent.
So a cap, like in between,
So I can still get my capitalism, but I'm not like fucking taking advantage of people.
It'd be $3,500 every time. Nobody's gonna take less.
They'll go for the most, but then that's when people, us renters and stuff, would look around and realize, okay, here's the new rules and shit. We're gonna bring our own appraiser to appraise it and see how much more profit you're gonna get. And now we're gonna negotiate a price. So eventually people would end up getting what they're paying for, because we do that with clothes, we do that with jewelry.
It's like
how do you negotiate a price with somebody else's shit? That's not my, you know what I mean? Like you rented an apartment. That's somebody else. Somebody else owns that apartment. What leverage do I have? What leverage do I have coming to you for your apartment?
Apartments are the only thing that we don't do it with.
Can I give you 31? You don't
everything that I bought in my apartment, I paid a price for it.
Yeah, but a dictated price. You didn't bargain with that price.
True, but it's been bargained by competition. So with competitive pricing,
Yeah, no, and that's capitalism. Yeah, that's capitalism. Yeah, no, that's
so,
if you being
that's
a
what I'm saying.
landlord,
At
you
least
kind of.
put a cap on it. I mean, a cap on capitalism. So it's like
But
you
you're
can
also going
have
to
a
price
window
yourself
of
out
what
of
you
being.
can make. You're obviously going to go to the high end of what
anybody would.
But you got to be careful with that because you can push yourself right out of getting people in
that's
there.
competition. That's what he's saying.
Right,
The competition
but that's when the competition gets even better because now you got this window and people know it.
So here's another question I want to bring up.
If anybody can name me, if anyone can name me a country that socialism has worked in, you win a big prize, okay? Like, but I wonder what. I've been wanting to ask Aaron though what his thoughts are because I'm curious about this dude Zohan Mandani in New York. Do you say yay or nay?
All right, so I'm not too familiar with the Zohan character.
Don't mess with the Zohan.
But you must have heard something because it's blowing up. Yeah.
But I feel like anybody who's really for other countries more than ours shouldn't be
elected.
Yeah, I agree.
Joey, can we get some noise for that? You have any noises?
Like if you're gonna try to be a leader in American politics, I want you to be able to like die for America. Like you better be that willing.
Mm-hmm.
If you like all this like on the fence with everybody, nah, bro, sit down, let somebody else take that spot. That's more for it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean, listen, I never signed up for the military. Why? Because I'm not risking my life. Power to the people that do. Thank you. But guess what? They signed up for it, not me. But if
you remember when Chris Rock said, "I don't care if a goddamn Russian tank is rolling down Flatbush Avenue. I ain't going to war."
Yeah, listen, that's how I feel. Because no, I like breathing. I mean,
I actually wanted to join.
The flag more than breathing. I'll be like, okay, that's great. You're not gonna have the flag if you stop breathing.
Like I have tons of family and friends who are veterans and went in the military, and I tried to join actually right out of high school, but because I didn't realize I was going blind in my eye. They wouldn't take my ass, but I would have went if not for that.
I thought it was because you were gay.
I wouldn't have been able to.
Did they turn a blind eye?
No, back then it was
don't ask, don't tell.
You just can't tell anyone.
They turned a blind eye to a man with a blind eye.
You son of a bitch.
That's a good one. I like
if
that.
I wanted to, I wouldn't have been able to anyways because I had already been diagnosed with bipolar as a juvenile. So mental health illness dequalifies you anyways. But I have family as veterans too, and I've told them the same thing. And they've laughed about it. They're like, "Hey, some people are built different." I'm like,
right,
yep.
and that's the thing. Yeah, it's a free country, man. Like,
right. So
I tried to join with my boy. I had a drug test. I couldn't get in.
I'm not a fan of the Zohan guy.
Like I always say that if you want to be an absolute free speech person, free speech doesn't mean a goddamn thing if you can't say the stuff that people don't want to hear. You know what I mean? Like I get it, but like it still does hurt me a little bit when I see people stomping on the fucking flag in the street. I'm not gonna lie.
Right? The morals and the principles of it. Yeah. But I look at it like I'm not gonna go beat that person up.
Right? No. Right?
Because,
no. Exactly.
Bro, that's a flag.
Defeats the purpose. It defeats the purpose anyways.
I mean, so like at that point, I'm like, all right.
But a veteran, like my dad did 2 tours in Vietnam, so you might not want to pull that him front.
What? Exactly. I'm saying different people. That's the people.
He's 70. He's 77, so he's not that much of that, but he'll still put fucking 2 in somebody probably.
Right. So like, I get the mentality. Yeah. I'm saying me personally. I'll let that roll.
I can't even bring the guy to a Chinese restaurant sometimes. I'm like, Dad, these people are Chinese.
He's having flashbacks.
He's like, Chinese everywhere.
Oh, God.
He's like the guy from Gran Torino, the movie.
I want to talk Chinese real quick and not the language.
With China,
How do you guys feel about the U.S. military and Chinese military? Like, if we were to go to war with China right now, who's got the advantage?
Like combat
we
wise?
beat them.
United
Like
States.
hand-to-hand combat?
Just
No, like
in general,
war.
because I think hand-to-hand combat's dead.
Yeah.
That's all.
Yeah, no, it's
because
gonna
of
be
technology.
drones and
Yeah.
So knowing that hand-to-hand combat's dead, that technology that we have now, this hand-to-hand combat's obliterated as soon as they land on the ground and start marching.
a lot of it's cyber war too, man. That's
How do you feel?
I know a lot of people. There's a lot of
United
people who
States.
think that it's not true, but the United States wins though. Still, United States
think
wins.
the United States has a harder time than we're led to believe.
Oh, definitely.
I think that's true.
Just
I think that's true.
because one,
Yeah.
most of our technology, which is going to be a technology war, is coming from China.
Well, they steal a lot of our technology and other countries' technology. Yeah, that's what they're best
they
at.
mass produce it to the point
You're
where
right. They do.
game.
Look at their navy. Look at their navy.
And look at their numbers.
Gigantic.
Look at fucking Temu, right? That's everyone else's shit cheaper.
Oh my God! Don't make me get into Timo.
In America, we
my girl with Timo. Oh my
30
God!
million people. Okay, in China they have 1.3 billion as the population.
Oh yeah,
I think we're gonna find out. I think we're gonna find out real sooner than later because they're already moving like they're gonna take Taiwan, and if they try to take Taiwan, we're gonna see if we're as willing to, you know what I mean?
No,
we're not. See what's up.
We're not. Sorry, Taiwan. That's why Trump moved the Taiwan semiconductor factory to Arizona.
Yeah.
And that was smart, but they're not even totally done with that whole transition. They're probably
it's in the middle of the switch. They're in the middle of the move. Trump's like, yo, hurry up.
They're probably running, bro. They're saying,
I ain't got your back.
What if the deal's this? China hold off on taking Taiwan until that factory's out of there. We got it built here. Then we'll let you take it because we have our shit there.
Yeah. And they're threatening
Taiwan wants nothing to do with that.
Like we don't want them to do it, and that we're gonna work something out, but we're never gonna.
It's a whole
like China.
Isn't China's whole thing was to take Taiwan because of that factory?
Yeah,
or whatever semiconductor.
China wants to do what Russia wants to do. They want to rebuild what they lost before. So China wants to take back all of its old territory. Same with Putin and Russia.
It's the leader. It's the leader.
Yes, they've been threatening everybody in Asia.
The former party leader, before the CCP, actually ran out of the country to Taiwan. And so now the CCP is taking over China, right? Yep. That's the new party. The last party, the last dynasty. The leader of that guy is he lives in Taiwan. He fled there and Taiwan held him. So now China not only wants to fucking take Taiwan, they want to get rid of that. That's that last fucking dynasty.
Yeah, they're messing with everybody. They're messing with Vietnam. They're messing with Vietnam. They're messing with the Philippines. And I don't know if you know the whole history between the U.S. and the Philippines. I think if they tried to take the Philippines, I think the U.S. would give them a slap. Yeah, I do.
Yeah, Philippines, because we import a lot from the Philippines. We need them.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And we had a very close relationship with them. I don't know if you guys know, but in World War II, because I used to be really into collecting coins, but during World War II, when we were over there, we actually made coins that one side says the Philippines and the other side says the United States of America. I used to have some, so we're pretty tight with them. The more you know.
We had
relatives in the. We have relatives in the Philippines.
Coins are going away.
Oh, yeah.
What about them continuing the penny? Yeah. It was a penny and a half to make.
Yeah, they're getting rid of the penny.
Yeah, I seen that.
Listen, I'm telling all people that got coins, it's great that you said that you was collecting coins for a while.
Yeah.
Listen, everybody keep your coins.
My whole life, I've always been into
he also collects toy trains too. No,
and I ram them up weapons' ass. It's kind of his thing. It's his kink.
This is autistic.
Oh man. But yeah, coins, they're going out. Everybody's tapping their card or Apple Pay or doing this.
Yeah.
And all pennies 1983 and older, because they're 98% copper, they're worth like a little over 4 cents a piece now. Like people save them up in like 5-gallon things. Because once pens, you can't scrap them while they're still being used, but once they're not being used, you can scrap them. Like
nice.
Even though people still melt them down and make people don't give a shit about the law.
Yeah, for real. Yeah. But I think there's a lot of things that are going to be changing. The former Google executive, I forget his name, one of them Indian guys, but Google executive, he's smart, smarter than me. He said that by 2030, that we should have enough technology with the new quantum discovery from that I think it was Northeastern University that we might be immortal by 2030.
But what is your thoughts on central bank digital currency? Because it's the double-edged sword. You know what I mean? Like
I think it's just more transparent than what we have now. We already have a central banking. We already have. Do
you think it's true that once
money going to the banks and then the banks sending it to the federal government, it's all paper trailed the way it is now, except we can't see it.
Right. No, you're right.
We're going to be able to see every step.
And now with AI, dude, AI is going to be. They said you might be able to encrypt shit.
Yeah, you'll be able to hide shit with paper money. Digital currency, you're not going to be able to hide nothing.
But like what I'm talking about is like a social credit score, like they're already doing in other countries, like China.
Has a social credit score.
What like. That's a possibility with that stuff. Like, if you say, fuck Trump or something, like, you're not going to drive your car now for a week or some shit like that. Like, they're doing this in places. That's real. Like, they fucking welded people in their apartments in China during COVID. Bro!
Yeah, listen.
I love people who love China. People who are big fans of China. Like, what the fuck?
Protest or some shit. They had another one.
Yeah.
It was like 20 people.
And the Uyghurs, bro. Free my Uyghurs in China, baby.
The Uyghur people.
Sorry, I had to do it.
Like I said on my illusions verse
my Uyghurs.
on the track,
my Uyghurs.
On my 5th on illusions, I said whether left or right, red or blue, you a fool if you think they really care about you.
No, you're right.
Because at the end of the day, Democrats and Republicans, the left and the right, they are two arms on the same body, and neither arm is gonna really hurt each other.
Because everybody knows behind the scenes, they're all fucking
right.
Like, yeah, bro.
Yeah.
Like the people who are like the speech writers for the president, and those people that are like behind the scenes that nobody talks about. Who the fuck are them?
It's basically a class thing. It's a class war. These people think that they're so high and mighty, and that regular people like us just need to die, pretty much. Sorry to be so blunt about it, but that's a lot of these elites, so-called elites. They
build up their crews. They build up a foundation of like support, and they know how to run with it. Everybody in life has the same. Like we all got this kind of. I don't want to say the same playing field because some people have a little bit more.
But I know what you're saying too. Like we are more in common than not too. That's just crazy.
I mean, we all got a life to live. Like me, for instance, I make music. So doing music and being around some of these celebrities that before growing up, I thought, oh my God, that's so and so.
Yeah.
Seeing them in person and talking to them.
And they're real people.
Bro, when I met Cassidy and I'm taking a picture next to Cassidy and I'm talking to him, I'm like, bro, this dude looks frail.
Yeah, well, he's old. He's getting old.
Like,
yeah.
And then you find out all the gay shit with Diddy and all that.
Take that. Yo, do you see other people that were spraying baby oil on each other outside of the courthouse? Bro, he's still, bro. Like, I get it. You beat the biggest thing.
What do you think he's getting?
Well, the prosecution is saying that they want him to get 20. He's not going to get 20, but I think he's going to get a couple years at least. I really do.
I originally was predicting 10 to 15 based on what the media was saying before the trial.
Yeah, I'm thinking like 5 to 10.
Didn't he get the 3 biggest charges dropped?
Yeah.
Would have put him away for the fucking.
He'll probably get less than 2 years.
What are the 2 charges that are remaining?
They're both prostitution charges.
Just transportation to engage in prostitution.
But so you could get up to 10 years for each one.
And listen, all of these rappers in hip hop right now, if that's the case, So many rappers are about to get investigated. How many of these songs they talking about flying hoes out? I mean, guess what?
Yeah.
The feds are gonna use AI. Search for
Bro,
flying
these
hoes
young
out
kids,
in music.
these young kids say every stupid thing.
Done.
Bro, who the fuck commits crimes and goes out and fucking says?
Well, I know.
I'm saying he gets community service. I'm going out.
But don't say like
Yeah,
talk
time
about
served.
the lifestyle, but don't say exactly what you did, you dumb fuck, because they can use that shit in court.
Like we
Yeah.
all knew Diddy.
We
was
didn't
a
do that
weirdo.
shit back in the day. We
Like,
weren't
we all
like,
knew
hey,
Diddy
I
was
just
a
committed
weirdo
a
and a
crime.
freak. But like
Yeah.
him rubbing the man juice on his nipples was wild.
Bro.
Kid
Biggie's
Cudi
turning it.
testified
Biggie's
and that
turning in
meant
his grave,
nothing.
man. Holy shit.
So like Kid Cudi's testimony meant nothing because that just got dropped, even though he testified, because there was no physical evidence left. There was no fingerprints, no DNA around, no nothing. I'm like, yo, Diddy a gay gangster? Like he doing
Yeah.
But I'm saying, even
haters
though
too.
even though he has enough money to survive and shit, and I think
Double G.
in some ways he'll still be able to make money. Like in the court of opinion, though, this motherfucker still loses. Like
Oh
people
yeah, he's
still,
done.
yeah,
He's done.
dude.
He's never making music
Dude.
again.
He's probably
And
gonna
if he
turn into
does-
Ja Rule. He's gonna turn into fucking Ja Rule.
Listen, and if he does make music again, I can see him making a move to embrace the gay community.
He's gonna
Probably,
do it.
yeah.
He's gonna
That's
do a
his best
song
bet,
featuring.
yeah.
He's gonna do a
Yeah.
song featuring Little Nas X.
It's gonna be Little Nas X, Ellen John, and Cher. Doing an anthem.
Yes, point.
He's in the background. Take that.
Oh shit! Joe,
Don't
you
put that
should
Little
get that
Nas
fucking
X out in the
soundboard
ether,
out, you
bro.
son of a bitch. This is hilarious.
You look at that Little Nas X. Come here, bad boy. Come here, bad boy.
Come out and play.
They're gonna make a song called Milky Nipples. It's gonna be hard.
Bro, if you listen to a lot of those tracks back in the day, like a lot of Biggie tracks and shit, like they said a lot of funky. They said a lot of funky ass shit. Like they
listen to it different now. You know what I mean?
Listen, Diddy fucked up hip hop for me.
Like when he says about kids, that's shit about kids. You gotta and throw them over the bridge. Like a lot of shit they said that.
The '90s said some wild shit. So back then I looked at it like, alright, he just going reckless for like shock value.
Like DMX, bro. Looking back, DMX for someone who claims he hate gay people so much, he said a lot of really gay shit. I was thinking about that the other day.
Yeah, he was like, "Yo, suck my dick."
Didn't he say something about fucking a dude in his ass and make him twice his
Aaron's
Aaron's
definitely gonna be in some fucking clips and some shorts on YouTube.
Then you
That's
got
some good shit.
Biggie
Some good
with
shit.
this rubbing his face on. Did you see the video of Biggie rubbing his cheek on Diddy's hand?
Oh my god.
Diddy's got his hand.
God, yeah.
I've heard a lot of fucked up shit though.
You got soft hands, Puff.
Yes, I did see that.
That's what made me stop listening to Biggie. Because that clip got viral during the Diddy drop.
They ruined so much music for me, man. They ruined like and why the fuck was Diddy's gay ass voice even on most of that shit?
I thought the trial was gonna expose more. The media
I know.
hyped up and it failed.
Bro, he must have got a payment out to someone or knew where someone to get
I think the government.
I think he was connected with the government.
Out. The government was scared to say, "Hey, guess what? Busta Rhymes was involved. Justin Bieber, Usher, fucking Ludacris."
I think it's like it's gonna be like an Epstein. I think it's gonna be I think it's gonna be like an Epstein thing. Like it's gonna all be like. But bro, the Epstein thing, like I don't think this country's ever right until like all that shit comes out and gets corrected.
Epstein ain't coming out because Trump's in the files.
I said if Trump's in it, bro, burn him. If he's in it though, burn him, man. Like everybody.
If that looks even worse. The next president comes in. Where's those files? I'm gonna release them. We burned them.
Oh, no. I'm saying burn Trump. If Trump is on the files like that. Burn him. I don't give a shit who's on the files.
Yeah, listen, they all were on the files. All of them. And
bro,
these guys,
it's gonna be a stain. It's gonna be a red mark and a stain on this country, I feel like though.
Listen, those type of weirdo pedophiles that get powerful, right?
Like Harvey Weinstein, shit like that.
The Epsteins, the Weinstein, they use their power with blackmail and extortion. they're gonna put you in an awkward scenario, in an awkward situation where even if you're completely innocent, it's gonna look and imply that you're guilty of something.
And they tape it and they say now we own you. That's basically how it works.
Exactly.
Now we own
And
you.
then guess what? They get rich.
Like
Because,
Lindsey Graham. You guys all know Lindsey Graham? Do you
Yep.
think Lindsey Graham might be a gay man because but he pretends he's not though, and it's like a big thing, like, and that's why he does that, and that's why he does, but that's why he does whatever the fuck people tell. There's a lot of people like that.
Like, listen,
Who gives a shit?
I look at it like this: I'm happily married to my wife, and I'm a heterosexual male. For the guys and the women that do their own thing on that way, power to you. I mean, I got
free country.
Cool, but like I've been locked up before, and I've seen people that was like super straight.
Oh yeah, but you go in, yeah,
2
yeah.
days in,
Right.
2 days in, and they just got a flick of the wrist now.
Hey, since we're on this track, can I ask you a quick question? Where do you stand? Where do you stand on biological males in female sports?
Paul loves this one.
I don't like it. I think that if you're gonna have trans athletes, you should make trans leagues.
Yeah, I thought that might be interesting too.
So you have a men's league, a female league, a trans male, a trans female. Cool. Put everybody in their own category. Because if we're talking equality anyways, how's a trans male versus a trans female fair? That's not fair.
Yeah. They could have a team called Transformers. That'd be cool.
That's why you only ever see them on one
like
side.
a trans league or some shit.
Yeah, but because like I always say, I have no hate for these people. It's just that stuff with biological males in sports and the kid stuff, like in like pre-K to 5th grade elementary schools.
Wild.
That's wild.
Yeah, that's too.
But besides that, man, be who you want to be, man. Like,
but I do think that some kids, you can tell that they gay or like
young, very young. Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, so.
But I think they worked that out on their own because I had a friend who his son, you could tell from a very young age, he was very flamboyant, and he grew up to be gay. He became like a fashion guy, like he made dresses and stuff, whatever. At this company in his mid-20s,
really, Paul.
He met a woman, and they fell in love. They were friends at first. They fell in love with each other. Now they're married with a kid. So like, it's just like you can be like it can change.
Yeah,
it can
change that could have just been
everybody.
Like a business deal, like because to get personal.
Right, yeah, you're right.
My mother, right? So for example,
what I'm saying, like, do whatever you want to do.
Like, lesbian. However, I'm here. My mother has explained to me that she wanted a kid. There's no way that the adoption shit was gonna go down.
Right, not back then, but now you can just.
So she did it the old-fashioned way with one of her best friends who was her dad.
That's cool, but yeah, no.
I was like,
I get it.
Cool. That was just the dude that was just hanging around the lesbian chick. Like, yo, she's cool. She's one of the guys.
That's actually cool because that debunks a little bit. You know, people always put up that meme that says, "Gay people thank a straight couple for your existence," but there's other avenues. Yeah, I didn't think about that.
So it's like, I feel like it's however people are they'll figure it out.
Me and my wife are friends.
Like the strange thing, like getting back to that, I think there should be separate leagues. Separately.
Yeah, I like that idea. Like me and my wife are friends with a gay couple that were females that wanted a kid, and they like love us. If they like ask about my sperm, but like the one that was gonna like have the baby and stuff started acting real weird to me and shit. Like,
would you have to fuck her, or would you just?
I'm pretty sure that's where. Well, by the way she was acting, I'm pretty sure that's where I was going. They were going with it, so I said, I think I'll have to skip this. Yeah.
He's like, I'll just nut in a cup and dump it in her.
Yeah. She was a nice girl, but yeah, no.
But there's a lot of things. I look at it like the world is in a real crazy spot.
Life is a spectrum.
Right, because
and I'm on it.
of technology. Likewise. But technology, we all grew up before the internet, riding bikes outside, playing around.
I love this. Good
The only
point.
way you knew if your friends was out, if like you went to their house. I mean, you had to do random pop-ups, knock on the door, like, yo, you home, bro?
Texting was writing letters. Remember how we used to fold it up into like the little triangles
the little
and shit?
notes and shit.
And play football.
We're before technology, and we're also dealing with it.
I miss those days though, in a way. Like there was something.
And that's
like,
nostalgic.
That's the thing.
That's
no, it really is.
we get that nostalgia.
There was
back.
something better about those.
We want to fight to keep it. It is gone forever, and we have to accept it. The way technology is moving so fast, bro. I was just having a conversation with my boy the other day. He makes AI music. He makes AI music. I was completely against it at first, until he started sending me songs, and they sounded like real people. He wrote the lyrics, designed the song, prompted what he wanted. Like, hey,
it's an AI voice.
Blah, blah, blah.
Yeah. Yep.
And then I seen Timbaland.
But it can do it. But the thing that's worrisome about it is that it can do it on its own too. And what stops it from eventually someday taking your job?
It's going to. And I'm ready for it. No, listen, America and humans in general, we are building it to take our jobs. We want it to.
Yeah, no,
I like
we
this.
are tired of our tedious work. We are tired and we complain every day. Fuck, dude, I gotta go to work today. Oh.
When I tell people, when I tell a lot of people,
and
when I tell
people out there making it easier for us every single day, eventually we are all gonna be brands. We're ahead of the curve right now. We're going to be content creators, and we're going to have to sell our image, our brand,
just everybody,
our IP. That's what we're going to have.
Our soul.
Jobs are going to be robots and AI.
Yeah, dude. But
Amazon with the Rivians and the robots.
I love that you're picking up what I'm putting down because, bro, you don't know how many people, and I say it all the time, like, in the next 3 to 5 years, the fucking world is going to change from AI, and a lot of people laugh at me. They say that I'm a crazy person. I mean, I am to be fair, I am a crazy person, but that's not why.
See, I don't think AI, I think it's going to take a
little
edibles
away from a bag
AI because just the electrical demand of AI, looking at, like, obviously, it takes.
Bro, they're opening up
from a different lens.
Fucking nuclear. They're opening up nuclear power plants, brother.
Like, I would
3 Mile Island is getting
a couple months
up the
ago
energy,
is when they had that quantum discovery where they said that the fucking hold on, I'm gonna look it up again right now.
Hey, and with that quantum shit too, have you seen that dark matter shit too? That has something to do with it, bro.
All right, so it says a reason.
Trump said we have shit. We have weapons. Trump said we have weapons that nobody even understands, like how fucking powerful. I absolutely believe that.
About to get 10 times.
We probably have fucking aliens in there.
Listen to this. A recent discovery in quantum materials at Northeastern University could lead to significantly faster and more efficient electronics. Researchers have found a way to make a quantum material switch between conductive and insulating states on demand, potentially replacing silicon components with exponentially smaller and faster quantum materials. This could enable processors to operate at terahertz speeds, far exceeding the current gigahertz speeds.
Bro,
that's right. But hold on. Do you know how much?
You can have a supercomputer instead of a smart computer.
Do you know how much cooling it takes to cool those quantum computers, and how much the electrical demand that thing's gonna take?
Yeah, that's why you can't go to Antarctica without a fucking treaty, because that's where all this shit's at the coldest fucking.
But they're doing it. But they're doing it at a breakneck speed.
Yeah,
right
and then we're going to use this technology to figure out how to do it. Wait till we all have like solar powered phones.
Oh, by the way, this might be a step. This might be a step too far for you guys. But with all this crazy technology, have you seen this shit where they're saying like that this technology has discovered that there is like another dimension? Like with some sort, or is that too far? Is that okay?
No,
I don't know if I'm just. I don't know if I need help or.
Already that like there's another like there's 3 dimension and there's 4 dimension and there's like all.
And there's some sort of entities in there, like.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course, our government is trying to fucking make some sort of a deal with them. Oh, I'm sorry.
Well, it's because we were using the technology that we had, and now we're trying to get further, and now we're like, oh shit, we don't have the speeds to do 4D yet.
They've been hiding it.
We just figured it the fuck out now.
Like
So
since the
wait till all the people
40s.
that do have the resources and electric and the power to fucking do it. Eventually, it's going to become mainstream, just like cell phones became mainstream and everything else.
Like all this time since World War II, there's been like this breakaway society almost that's been working on all this shit. Like I was just talking about this on the other show, and I know Ryan was saying it too. That a lot of people don't remember this, but the day before 9/11, Rumsfeld came out and said that they couldn't account for $2.3 trillion. And then the next day, the Twin Towers blew up, and the other plane crashed, and another plane hit the Pentagon, and blew up
conveniently
the
hit the
area
Pentagon
where those files were. They used that money to
convenient.
build massive complexes underground, military complexes, because they think whether it be a natural disaster or World War III, that shit's going to go down, and then they're going to rule the world after all of us schmucks are fucking dead and gone.
Yeah,
That's my story. I'm sticking to it.
See, I think World War III, we're all just gonna try to get back what's ours. So, like, America is gonna basically play defense. The countries, in my opinion, that are playing offense, there's gonna be Russia and China, the two main ones. They want their mainland back. Russia,
I like how all the gold. I like how all the gold is coming back over here from Europe.
China they want to rebuild new China, and the President Xi and Putin. President Xi said that he has an unwavering friendship that will last eternity with Putin. He was quoted on saying,
Lord.
So they are diehard allies. Then,
I'm surprised that they didn't support Iran in any way, but I guess they knew that Iran was just done because they're both allies of Iran.
Yeah, but we don't want to really play with Iran because Iran's playing with Israel, and Israel's behind us so bad.
Bro, I saw they are selling T-shirts online that say Operation Midnight Hammer with the.
Listen, Israel is home of the Luma. Yeah. That's where the home is. Israel. Why do you think that religion runs the world?
Like the Zionist, all the Zionist stuff. All that jazz. And
why do you think that religion runs the world? That's why that religion runs the world. The bankers, everybody.
But also
in the doctrine. It's in
also,
the doctrine to think like that.
And Islam too. Islam aims to take over the world. It's in the Quran.
Because all right, so
and they're making some headway. They're making some headway in this country.
So when I was locked up, I studied the Bible, the Torah, and the Quran. I read all three, front to back. Well, the Quran you have to read back to front. But that fucked me up. But anyway, so like studying and practicing the habits of each. They're all the same story, just from a different person's point of view.
Yeah. I always say people hate this, but I say like all of us, we are absolutely praying to the same God. We're just too fucking stubborn. Like
we just name them different, just different names. It's either we're calling Jesus, Jehovah,
Yahweh,
or Muhammad, Yahweh. You know what I mean? It's all of this. So it's like
same story.
You do this,
bro, and it's wild that they have a different story of Jesus in the Quran than all of it. It's just man wrote it.
Picture the Last Supper, right? Picture the Last Supper. Everybody's gonna have a different perspective of what's going on.
Absolutely.
So that's why everybody went and wrote their own books, wrote their own story.
I still wonder if one of those apostles was a female. You know that whole.
Yeah, right on the side of Mary Magdalene.
The bloodline of Jesus. The bloodline of Jesus is what the actual like Holy Grail is.
Yeah, but they deny that because she was a prostitute. They're like, nah, he wasn't with her, not at all. No,
But
he was
dude,
he was a construction worker, and guess what? A shepherd. So guess what?
Yeah, and he lifted up.
Yeah, he was.
Yeah, dude,
he got money,
bro. He lifted up all kinds of people like that. Like, dude.
That's what it was.
Not to mention that Jesus definitely wasn't a white man. I know that hurts some people's bums. He was a brown. He was a brown man.
The Bible has said that
he hurts your bum.
He had hair of sheep's wool and skin the color of bronze.
Yeah, Jesus is coming.
I'm like, oh, he's mixed.
Yeah, he's mulatto.
I'm like sheep's wool. I'm like it's nappy, but it's kind of curly.
Yeah.
So he got like a fro going
That's
on.
why he had such nice hair. Yeah,
Yeah.
and such a nice complexion. Damn it, that's
the picture of his hair down. That's his hair wet.
Yeah.
Are you okay with that, Dan? Is that what your church
Yeah.
preaches? Yeah.
Well, honestly, my pastor, the way he kind of like he cracks like mad jokes up there. He actually says some stuff sometimes where you're like, "Yo, wait a minute, this is a church for real,
Yeah.
right?" But he said it like this. He goes, "Jesus didn't pick like the best people to surround himself with. He picked the knuckleheads, the people
Like
that
the
weren't,
dregs,
you know,
like the
but,
dregs of
yeah,
society,
yeah,
pretty much.
yeah, exactly,
bro.
exactly, yeah. But you know,
like,
he
there's so much
because we all deserve redemption, bud. Amen,
I
brother.
just look at
I
it
know
like,
Joey and Ryan love. I know Joey and
Amen.
Ryan love it. Hey, we need to get Aaron on here more so we can
listen,
preach
I just look at
to
it
these
like I
heathens.
feel like they were the first celebrities, like Jesus, Muhammad, Yahweh, Jehovah. All of them were the first celebrities.
Bro, Mohammed
We
did some
just
funky
passing it down.
stuff.
We just
We won't
passing
get
down the
into it.
stories. You know what I mean? And
I
every
noticed that Ryan
generation,
kind
the
of looks
stories
like
get bigger.
Mohammed. You
Like,
notice that
in the
Ryan?
Bible, for
I
example,
trimmed it up, dude.
know how
I trimmed it
Jesus
up.
walked
Yeah.
on water, right?
It's better. Yeah.
I'm like, this man didn't walk on water. He waded through the water during low tide, and all his people was like, "Wow, you see?"
Or there was
that?
rocks.
They
I
were
was
jacked
thinking
up
there
on
was
the
rocks.
wine. They were
I was
jacked
thinking
up
there
on
was
wine.
rocks under there. Yeah, and
Yeah.
he gave mad wine. Yeah.
And then it's like, all right, bro, you got props for that. Your people big up to you so bad, and then the legend just grew.
Dude, like I was watching this documentary before about like Greece and Egypt and stuff, and all the tricks that they used to do in the religion to make people think that like entities were coming. Like they would build fires underneath this, they would throw shadows, like, and they would have voices, like it was almost like some Wizard of Oz type shit, like the person
like
behind
a
the curtain.
They
camping
do
trip
that all
where
the
somebody's
time, and
telling
now
a ghost
we just
story.
do the
Yeah.
same thing on an elevated level.
And now they're just doing it.
Technology, algorithms.
And now they're just doing it dead to our fucking face. Now they're just like, we're gonna do some crazy shit and you're gonna like it.
Like speaking
fuck
of
up.
AI, for example, right?
Yeah.
We all over here. Now, if you were to make a movie, who would you put in the movie? 3 characters. 3 actors.
Oh, that's a good one.
Depends on the
Because obviously
line.
you
It
need
depends
people
on
who
the,
are
on
gone.
Just
content.
random, like probably like your 3 favorite actors or actresses. Actually, we're gonna grab one from each of you to make it easy.
Okay. All right.
And I'm gonna make a movie with those 4 actors.
Robert Downey Jr.
All right.
I thought we're doing like, if we can do it with AI. Like, wouldn't it be better if you could like use people who are already dead? That's what I was thinking.
Nah, you
Denzel
can
Washington,
do it with real
You said
people
4
that are
already.
still alive to do it. So Robert Downey Jr.
Oh shit.
Denzel.
And they could be, and you can make them like whatever age you want and shit too, right?
Yeah.
She's gonna do it for you. I
shit.
know what he's doing. I know.
I'm gonna have
gotta-
to. I'm gonna have
I
to.
gotta-
I'm gonna have to go. Bruce Lee.
Okay.
I'm gonna do Leo
Leroy?
DiCaprio.
Yeah.
This is going to be great.
Yeah, the AI shit where it put like.
So
I've been playing around with all that shit
only
too.
typed in make a movie with Robert Downey Jr., Denzel Washington, Bruce Lee, Leonardo DiCaprio. That was the only title. The Last Protocol. Genre sci-fi action thriller neo-noir. Tone Inception, John Wick, Tenet, The Equalizer. Runtime 2 hours 22 minutes. Rating R.
Runtime.
It says plot summary year 2094. Earth's geopolitical power has collapsed into a shadow war of time syndicate, secret organizations using chronotech to manipulate pivotal moments in history. Robert Downey Jr. plays Dr. Elias Voss, a sarcastic genius who helped build the protocol, a machine that can send consciousness into the past. Disillusioned by its misuse, he goes underground. Denzel Washington is Agent Solomon Creel, a hardened ex-operative turned vigilante. He lost his family to protocol operation gone wrong and now hunts those behind it. Leonardo DiCaprio plays Damian Vale, a high-ranking protocol operative with conflicting loyalties and a haunting secret. He remembers 2 timelines, both where he was the hero and the villain. And Bruce Lee returns to the screen, CGI enhanced from archive and AI voice recreation.
Oh, that's pretty good.
As Jin Lung, a philosophical martial artist pulled from the past and resurrected in the future through the protocol's most dangerous experiment. He holds the key to the program's origin and its weakness.
Oh, bro, I would go to see that motherfucker. Definitely.
Yeah.
Listen, it literally is like Act 1.
Bro, I know, because like with just crazy. A few prompts, I've had it right like a summary of the podcast. Like it's amazing, dude. The stuff that
then it asked me, would you like a trailer script, a poster image?
Do you know one concern I have though? Do you know one concern I have, which it would take a long time for it to affect us really bad? But do you guys know that the stuff that a smartphone takes over for us that we don't have to do anymore, like memorizing people's phone numbers or like calculating stuff or whatever.
We're the last generation that's gonna miss.
You would think, but check this out. I should post an article. 100%. I'll post an article on it. You would think that those areas of your brain that you freed up, not having used that like you could use that for something else, right? But no, those areas of your brain, they turn gray, they die. So are we going to become eventually just a fucking blob?
I feel like
but you can look.
Areas of the brain,
I'll send you the article though. I don't know. I'll send you the article. It's like science.
Yeah, I know, but everybody can have an article.
Trust the science.
I personally feel that. I think that I learned. I know, like, all right, I don't
like
numbers,
but I mean, we have become stupider though.
Now. I know how to do other shit that I learned through technology.
Like people younger than us.
This knowledge, unless I use technology to learn it. And
I get what you're. I see both sides of it.
A phone number. You know what I mean, so.
But like, look at how people who are much younger than us, they seem like not all of them, but a good chunk of them, like they're not able to critically think like we're able to. Like you do notice that, right?
Yeah. They don't have like.
Because everything's just been like sense. You don't have to think. You don't have to
they
think.
don't have common sense. But
they need to change in school like the way that they for this new. Yeah, because of this modern world.
Because I remember one of my nieces, she had fucking video chatted during school. And it was like, hey, you're in school. What are you doing? She's like, I want to show you this. She made a fucking robotic remote control car. And she was in like 5th grade, bro. I'm like, yo, that's some like high school senior year shit or like early college.
There definitely is still some stuff like that, and there are still some good teachers. Like that was a good teacher, probably
like,
too.
I remember freshman year me learning how to type at typing class.
Bro, I was laughing at
and making
the computer lab
control cars.
You remember going to the computer lab and
I had to buy my remote control car, and I wanted.
I was always terrible. I was always terrible at typing.
Yeah, me too.
These kids nowadays, that's what they grow up doing.
Like,
super. Bro, I type with like 2 fingers now.
Like 4 words a minute.
Technologies that we had to learn, they subconsciously learned it vicariously through us by watching us and just us teaching them and picking it up.
Look like, it's crazy how kids can't write in cursive.
I see them; they're like toddlers at this point. They got the tablet.
Isn't it crazy that kids can't write in cursive?
How do you know how to use
kids can't drive standards and shit? Like,
yeah, but listen, how do these kids know how to YouTube
Joey's an adult. He can't
know how to read?
No, they come out of the womb with a tablet. That's right.
But that's smart to me.
Yeah.
I'm
like, I get it. Like I know exactly what you're saying because
reading.
My 10-year-old nephew. No, I feel because my 10-year-old nephew, he's wicked into Roblox and stuff. He's got a setup with 2 computer screens, a big tower. Joey, kiss my ass, and he does like coding. Kid's 10 years old. He's doing coding Listen, it's wild.
His generation,
I stutter, you shit.
Listen, that generation is going to build all the robots that take all of our jobs away.
I thought you were gonna say take our lives. I was got scared
Because
for a
they
second.
don't
That's
It is
want
that.
it to work.
It is that.
And they're going to figure out how to do it. That's why they introduced that STEM education, science, technology, engineering, and math. They're teaching all these
That's
kids.
one thing. That's one thing you're absolutely right about. Once they have robots that are practical, like the sky's the limit, dude.
Listen, I'm here for it. One of my boys was like, dude, you're crazy. I said, bro, just imagine not having to do any hard labor. You send your fucking robot like this is the Jetsons to go do everything. Go do my dishes, go do my laundry.
Right, and that's
go
cool.
Do this, go do that. Hell yeah.
All the easy stuff. That,
and then he's like, yeah, well, how are you going to make money? I'm like, content create. Because that's what everybody's going to have to do.
I know, because did you hear that universal...
send a robot to my job to go make money for me.
Yeah, dude. Because did you guys hear the plans of socialist universal basic income? I don't think that's a good idea. Just to make people not want to work and shit.
It's inevitable with what
It's inevitable at this point because of technology.
But you know what I think is going to happen? Honestly, I hate to say this, but I think in the end that we are going to become so technologically advanced that we're going to destroy ourselves. And if not completely, we're going to send ourselves back into the Stone Age, and then we can start all over again from scratch.
Yeah. Well, you're not even
like
taking
into Atlantis. It's going to be all.
You're not even taking into account like fucking like asteroids and shit, dude. Like that's
it's not
they
even
already think the planet's been wiped out before.
I really do believe that.
Look at the pyramids and stuff like that. Yeah. The pyramids.
Dude.
High technology.
That's out of our control.
We don't even know.
We
don't even know to this day. We don't even know to this day how they did it. Like that.
Right.
You're right.
So
that shit's
we
wild.
haven't even got as smart as Egypt was at their final collapse.
But I don't know. I think you're right that
then we'll have a collapse and then we start again.
Think that,
we're not going to be here at that point.
Right. Yeah. No.
Listen to Sean Ryan.
I think AI is probably going to do amazing things, but I think also a day's going to come where it doesn't even kiss us before it just fucks us all the time.
Listen, Jeff Bezos had announced, I think it was last week or the week beforehand, that Amazon.
Did you see all his wedding shenanigans?
Yeah, that was wild. But listen, everybody got confused and distracted by his wedding, and nobody's talking about this. He just bought big stock into Rivian. And know how the Amazon vans have been turning into the Rivian vans?
Yep.
Transitioning?
Yeah.
He's going to have the Rivian vans self-driving the routes and have a robot that's in the back that hops out, drops the package off, goes back in the van, and plugs itself up back in the wall of the van. Everybody keeps complaining, the Amazon workers, I got to piss in the back. I'm working too hard. They're working me too hard. Fuck this job. Da da da. He's like, okay, it's too hard. Well, I'll make a robot that'll do it. And people don't want to do it, right? Okay. I mean, all these complaints.
Everything's getting slowly getting automated. You go to McDonald's now, they have a kiosk up there. There's like one person taking orders, not four like they used to.
When I went to Atlantic City, you could only order through the kiosk. There was the lady at the counter, but the register was gone. I'm like, where's the register? And then she was like, all payments are through the kiosk. And I'm like, that's wild. Like, you just...
Dude, the other night, I took my daughter to Wendy's. She wanted me to drive over there, and the shit at the speaker was an AI. Yeah. And I don't know. I felt like it was cool, but I felt kind of weird about it too. I felt violated.
I noticed that the other day, the first time. But what it's gonna do is gonna keep getting better because you got to think that AI is gonna keep recording voices. Because I read the bottom of the screen. If you check Wendy's, do the drive-through again. At the bottom of the AI, it says that taking the order, you're giving permission for it to record your voice.
Install your voice and have
a calculation. And there's a ton of that going on, bro.
So and the more people that go there, everybody's tones, everybody's voice, dialects, everything. So
I mean, it's too late anyways. They already been doing it. Like
you're gonna
the tiger is out of the cage,
man. Welcome back.
Exactly.
They said that. They say that AI has already got far enough that the tiger is already out of the cage. Like, have you guys heard the stories where when they tried to shut down like certain AIs and shit, it started emailing out new copies of itself to other, like,
AI is like, you're not shutting me down. It'll save itself.
Yeah.
I mean, but we programmed it to do that.
So so what I meant to say, AI is, I like you. Don't hurt me.
Yeah.
Listen, that's why I keep saying I'm all for it. I'm an early, loyalist. Don't fuck with me. You know what I mean? Because I know it's coming. I'm not fighting it. And I'm thinking like 10 steps ahead. All right, so when it takes everybody's jobs, what are we going to do? I'm like, well, people are going to have to find a way to make money themselves doing something. So it's like everybody's like, hey, you got something you're good at? Try to make money off of it.
So that Sean Ryan episode 211 is what I was going to go with earlier. It talks about this exact thing that we were just talking about with AI taking over and what are they going to do with the people and all that. And it talks a lot about starting up new nuke plants for power to power the AI and the quantum and all that shit. If you guys listen to it, it's episode 211. It's pretty good.
Nice.
It's the CEO of General Matter of Uranium Enrichment. It's a good episode. Yeah, it talks about the exact same shit we were just talking about.
It's like I look at that shit as, we're not even educated to the level of those people who we're having these conversations. People need to wake up and realize that like this is happening.
But why is it that so many people aren't waking up to it though?
Because nobody likes change, bro. Nobody likes change.
I know it's uncomfortable sometimes. Yeah, bro. I kind of feel like I used to always wonder what the hell my parents' problem was back in the day. Everything they would complain about, like what we were doing when we were younger. And I was like, now that I'm getting older, I'm like, oh.
Yeah, because you remember the day the nostalgia that we have of before internet, we missed that. Yeah. You know what I mean? So it's like, as soon as we get a trick that we'll never get it back, and it is what it is.
But do you think the change from our parents' time to your time is different than their time to now?
Oh.
Yeah, so that's why they're angrier. That's why that age group is a lot angrier. They're like, what the fuck?
Talk like from the 60s to the 90s, from the 90s
also, why do these kids look like they're like 35 in like junior high? Why do these kids look like they're 35 in junior high too? What
no idea. They growing crazy.
It wasn't like that when we were back. Like there would be like a couple outliers, but
it's
not like this.
It's in the food that's making
the food, dude.
You know what I mean? Bigger.
It really is.
I don't know what it is.
Shit.
Yeah.
But
dude, I have almost 14-year-old that's fucking taller than me.
Yeah, figure too. Like there's more education in bodybuilding now too than ever. So there's more information. There's more ways for people. People have evolved these programs further than fucking 20,
I think
30,
it's nutrition too.
The education,
but also the amount of like processed foods and stuff started to send us and hurt us in the wrong direction as far as.
I wonder how you guys feel about this. Do you or do you not think that we are cyborgs already?
Of course.
Like, do you think we have nano? Are you saying do you think we have nanotech in us already?
Well, no, we do have nanotech.
Yeah.
I'm saying, do you feel like we are cyborgs already?
I guess in a way, right? Because like our body is a vessel.
And this is attached to our hand. Oh, this is, I saw where he was going with it. This is also attached to my hand.
Look at prosthetic. Look at the prosthetic.
What's up your ass?
You get a prosthetic arm. The fucking hand can move.
And eventually, Elon's gonna put that shit in your fucking brain.
It's already started. It's already started.
He said that the Neuralink.
No, I mean like everybody. But what about this hive mind shit they talked about, where you could just communicate with everyone? I don't like that idea because now if people knew what I was thinking, I would be in jail.
Listen, people gonna act right.
Yeah, that's what.
You say some things, we're gonna learn not to think some things.
Like Minority Report shit. Like if you're thinking like I want to kill this bitch or something like that, like the cops are gonna show up.
Well, look at right now. You're smart enough not to say it or do it. Well, now you're just gonna have to elevate and be smart enough not to think it.
Bro, there's some crazy shit in Europe going on right now. Like in Europe, in England, and in Germany, and France, to name a few. Like they're serving warrants and shit at people's doors for fucking social media posts, bro. That's wild.
That's gonna happen everywhere. That's going to happen.
But Germany doing that? Germany for the first time in forever. Germany is now. And now Germany's building up their
Germany's trying to make up for
military.
Okay,
they're building up their military now.
Oh, we're the good guys now.
They're coming.
We're super sensitive to everybody. Sorry, guys.
Yeah.
That's why they lead the way. Fucking Germany. Hey, Germany's actually shout out to Germany. Germany's actually my second most listened to country for my music.
Oh shit!
This week
I love that shit. I love seeing that shit. That shit's wild.
50 different listeners. So shout out to the 50 people in Germany.
I heard people in Poland. Love rap from the U.S. and shit too.
You never heard that rapper from Poland, the guy with the friggin' crazy eyes? He's like,
and the huge scar on his face and shit.
Yeah. That shit is wow. I forget his name. But I watched
mental,
the thing on him.
It was on Vice.
Vice,
It was on Vice. Yeah.
Yeah. I just feel like the technology is going to take us really far. I was mentioning the other day the glasses. Remember when Google tried to drop Google glasses like a decade ago?
Yeah.
And nobody wanted it. Everybody was like, what the fuck is that?
But now I heard, and they got the little buds that go in your ears, and anybody can speak any language to, and it translates. Yo, that shit's wild.
Now you got Meta with the Meta Ray-Bans. And then, bro, this fucked my head up, okay? I just started seeing the Meta Oakley ads. And I had this conversation with my mother 2 weeks ago. I said, if you had to name brands of glasses, what do you think of? She was like Ray-Bans.
Ray-Ban,
Oakley. Another brand, what would it be? And she was stuck. I was like, Oakley's?
Oakley? Yeah.
They've
been around since like
that's
early
the only
90s.
two that really come to everybody's head.
Yeah.
I said, guess what? Meta's like, yeah, I locked in with both. What's up?
Yeah. Dude, remember how huge, bro, when we were growing up, remember how huge Oakleys were?
Yeah.
When we were growing up, bro, in the late 80s, 90s? Yeah, dude.
So it's like now, I've seen the
baseball,
videos
fish,
working glasses. To do a video, you tap it, you go Meta record. You just tap it, boom, and then it goes up to a 30-second clip. So say you're trying to pull out your phone to fucking record something. You can be like Meta record. And gives you enough time.
My boy's got the ones that he say that like you just say, "Hey, Meta, record this" or whatever.
Yeah.
Like, do you guys ever think about how wild it is? How wild it is, like that we're just able to do this, what we're doing right here, like you know what I mean? Like,
yeah, bro, this is the technology.
It
is fucking. We could do this from different people. Like, all right, me and Fifth, for example, we had a guest on Hip Hop Everything that was from Austria.
Yeah.
That's dope.
I mean, shout out Cold Killer. He was out there in Austria. And I'm like, bro, how's Austria?
Hip hop. I mean, hip hop is worldwide, man. Hip hop is. It's funny to see how big the hip hop culture is in a lot of countries. It's dope. Yeah.
Yeah. So I just look at it like there's a lot of growth with the technology that we subconsciously don't realize because we have
it's making such a huge world like almost smaller because we were able to connect.
Well, that's why I think everybody thinks that the world's so crazy right now. Like, hello, I honestly think, and this is from a former criminal, okay? Everything's on fucking camera now. Everything is so much safer now.
I was just talking about this
in the history of the world.
Well, it's always been like this.
Like every stoplight, bro, in Brockton, every stoplight you go to and shit, you look at the telephone pole, there's mad cameras and shit on
it. But it was worse then, and I can tell you why. Because as a former criminal, I know, hey, there's a camera everywhere. Nope, I'm not committing this crime. So the cameras have curbed crime.
It's a deterrent. Okay? Yeah, it's a deterrent.
Yeah, everybody's got a cell phone with a camera.
Well, just imagine when there was none.
Yeah.
Crime that was like, go ahead, prove it.
Bro, that's why the dudes from like Charlestown and shit who like survived off of robbing banks, like you could do it like it's like the Wild Wild West, bro. It's like the Wild Wild West.
Yeah.
That's like this story that happened in Fall River in the 80s.
You can't get away with nothing, bro. You gotta be
actually gonna be shooting a movie. You guys could hop in it if you want as well. It's going to be based on the satanic cult that was in Fall River.
Yeah. I follow this shit.
Based on a true story. Carl Drew Robin Murphy killed a couple prostitutes, and one of the girls had her in the woods.
Yeah. Freetown State Forest and shit.
Yeah.
All of that. So they were getting away with all of that. I mean, and it took like actual physical evidence to get them finally bopped. Until then, like, nope, because prove it.
I remember they tried to say like the whole satanic panic was like not even real and shit. Like nothing ever happened, which wasn't true then. But it was exaggerated.
Yeah, in this case, Carl Drew and Robin Murphy were the pimps, and Robin Murphy was a lesbian, luring the girls in, kind of like a Ghislaine Maxwell, and Carl Drew was pimping them out. Well, they used the fear of the devil and the Satan coming to do that to scare these young-minded girls to listening to what the fuck they were told to do. Otherwise, you know the devil's gonna fucking possess you, right? I have the power of the devil.
Almost like the hysteria type shit. Almost like the hysteria type shit from like the Salem witch trials.
Yeah,
that's what that makes me think of it.
They put the fear of the devil in these girls to go.
Bro, the occult right now is bigger than ever, bro. You guys are hip to that shit, right?
Yeah.
Like, and look at all these big people in the music industry that once they become huge, like a lot of their shows and stuff, like everything's all lit red.
Listen, I'm not gonna lie. If I ever get huge, I'm doing a huge like satanic type music video, and I'm doing it just because it's gonna go viral like a motherfucker.
Yeah, bro.
I'm running around upside down, in from my mouth.
Just don't suck the devil's dick to get famous.
No,
bro.
none of that. None of that. No,
you got to keep that virgin booty hole.
I guess it is 2025. I mean, what is
no.
Don't sell your soul, bro.
Isn't that what Cat Williams said on Shannon Sharp?
But I look at it like this. I feel like
the best trick the devil ever played was convincing people he's not real.
Do it for the shock value.
Yeah.
They know how to troll. The biggest troll in
Lil
the
Nas X did it too.
Kanye, biggest troll in the world.
With the freaking swastika. Oh, bro.
The algorithm's gonna pick him up, and he's gonna be the topic of the day.
He's a fool. He's a fucking fool.
He's like, yo, I'm black. Let me put on a black KKK outfit.
And then he had his clothing website that before it came out, it had a bunch of clothes on it. And then when it came out, there was only one shirt. Bro, what the fuck?
Yo, I'm not gonna lie. When he had the $20 website, I was waiting for him to drop a pair of sneakers. They had it was supposed to be the Bully sneakers by Kanye.
Yeah.
And it was supposed to be $20, and they literally just look like fucking slides.
It's wild because
they look comfy.
It's wild because Kanye is crazy as fuck, but Kanye actually is a genius still.
So he's gonna drop these for $20, but then the swastika T-shirt went up.
Oh my god!
I was like, I'm not gonna lie, I'll cop the $20 pair of
Yeah. Oh, definitely. But definitely
slides.
Yeah. No one wants the shirt, bud.
Yeah. Then he was like, "Nah, we're gonna do the swastika." Nah, listen, I guarantee
There'd be a couple Aryan Nation guys out there,
Yeah, yeah, they definitely bought that.
Yeah.
There's people that bought that.
Though.
Yeah, I got to take off. I'm going to leave here soon.
Yeah, I got to jet too, guys.
Yeah.
All right, fellas, this was great hopping on.
All right.
Yeah, we can.
Absolutely, man.
Me and Fifth are gonna do hip hop every later.
What's happened?
Doing it through the Facebook profile on Fifth's because Facebook done banned me from adminning the pages for a whole year.
Bro,
shit.
Facebook is always fucking. I'd like to take this time right now to say, fuck you, Mark
Zuckerberg. Yeah.
Fuck you, you motherfucker.
So it's YouTube saying I don't have enough subscribers to go live, and it's going to take 72 hours for YouTube to give permission.
Do you remember when Facebook said they were going to stop the censorship fucking bullshit fucking...
Yeah, didn't Zuckerberg go on Rogan and say he was like...
They try to slow you down in every way imaginable.
A lot of it's going by reports, so I was reported.
But they try to get...
People report me. If you have more than 3 reports on a post, they're going to automatically take it down.
And that's part of it. And that's part of it. People who are just fucking haters. But also, Facebook tries to gatekeep like a motherfucker. They shadow ban the shit out of me.
That's for sure.
Yeah, they do.
So we're gonna figure this out. I'm gonna hop off this, figure out how we're doing that. I've been working on it this morning. And
thanks for coming on. We enjoyed it. That was a good one.
Man.
Everybody, make sure you go stream the music. Go stream me and Fifth song Illusions. Go stream.
I'll share that shit out. I'll bring out some of my old promos and some new promos. I'll make some new promos too for the show.
Facts. And
I love to make all that shit. Yeah.
Yeah, you make a bunch of the graphics. I like them.
Yeah.
And
I think you got
make sure you
All
go
right.
stream Visionary. Me and Fifth got a contest going on.
Yeah.
Nobody has won it yet. There's 9 songs out of the 30-song album that are engineered by Fifth. If you pick out all 9, and it's easy, they're the best mixed songs on the album.
Has that track has that track Weed Rapper dropped yet?
Yeah, Rapper
Yeah,
Weed.
yeah. I just yeah.
Rapper Weed, yeah. Rapper
We
Weed,
already have 1,500 streams in 24 hours.
That's
That's
what's
crazy.
up.
So
Yeah, congrats.
that is blowing up.
Congrats, brother.
And I keep seeing it on my timeline shared out. And I like it.
But yeah, so everyone out there in TV land, check out Hip Hop Everything with Aaron All Nighter and it's your
That's
boy
tonight at
Fist.
6 o'clock.
They're normally on the Hip Hop Everything Facebook page and on the YouTube page. The Street Magic is the YouTube, right? Yeah. So check it out. And like I said, I'll be posting shit. I always do anyways, but yeah.
And guys, while you're on YouTube already, after you leave the show, go check out Aaron All Night of Vivo. I've been dropping music videos every Friday. It's gonna be dropping for the rest of the year and into next spring. But I accidentally dropped 2 this past Friday. So go check that out. That's Done Lived It and Icon. And in Done Lived It, I talk about the politics bullshit that's going on with me right now in the city's mayor.
I gotta
So
check
go
that
check that
out.
out. That's a good one.
Yes,
But
sir.
I appreciate you guys. Everybody have a good day.
All right, Joe.
You too, brother.
All right, brother.
Peace.
All right, brother. Peace out.
Later.
Anybody who's
All right,
popping out, you're out.
Guys, enjoy your day.
Yeah.
And I will
And
talk.
we out.
Peace.
Goodbye, everybody. And look at that handsome bastard. And everybody else out there in TV land. This is your host, Paulie Styles, broadcasting to you from deep inside libtard-controlled Massachusetts. For the time being. Hey, let's at least turn this mofo purple. Styles, out.